If I got up on a lean, I'm a sip. I run the racks up with my queen, like London and Nip. But I got rich on all these niggas, I didn't forget that. I had to go through the struggle, I didn't forget that. I heard inside of the Maybach, and now I can sit back. These bitches know me now, cause I got them big racks. Cause I'm getting money now, I know you heard that. Young nigga on the corner, bitch, I had to serve crack. Uncle fronted me some peas, had to get them birds back. We came up on dirty money, I gave it a bird back. Cut off the rain, and I gave my bitch a new coupe. Either you run a y'all gang, or you swoop whoop. Got a new rolling bitch, and man, that pussy voodoo. Ain't on that nigga now. I put the new 4Gs on the G. I tap into the bloody bottoms is underneath. Cause all my niggas got it out the street. I keep 100 racks inside my G. I remember hitting them all with a whole team. Now a nigga can't answer call cause I'm all in. I was waking up, did it racks and I'm all in. I was broke, now I'm rich, these niggas salty. I been waking up to get the money, whoa, whoa. Got a bad bitch ass, got it, whoa, whoa. Reaching to my toes, 2 twins, I'm fucking them both. I put it in new AP, the water like a boat. I was down bad on my dick, what was you niggas at? I know you turned your back on it just to get some racks. I see you swerve back, cause I'm in the black back. New diamonds on me, fuck a flash, this ain't Snapchat. Cause I been getting paid. Yellow diamonds on me look like lemonade. Want my baby mama that new vintage. Tryna get a dojo like a sensei. Rose Royce umbrellas when I'm in the rain. I just mind my business. I got brothers that did the time, I ain't kidding. All these rappers just talk about it, I live it. Going up, I ain't got no sky limit. Yeah. I tap into the bloody bottoms is underneath. Cause all my niggas got it out the street. I keep 100 racks inside my G. I remember hitting them all with a whole team. Now a nigga can't answer call cause I'm all in. I was waking up, did it racks and I'm all in. I was broke, now I'm rich, these niggas salty.
Chat. Well, I guess we can call that O for like, we're like 1 in 15 now. Frick, I messed it up again. All right, I think I broke the stream. I think I broke it. I think I broke it. So we're gonna end this stream. We're gonna reset. Click on the stream with the thumbnail. I'm gonna stop streaming. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Please. Please, 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 please. Checked on my phone to see if I fixed it. What a blunder, chat. What a freaking blunder. I should have known. Is it still not connected? Uh-oh. Why isn't it working? Why isn't it working? I'm so confused. I'm on it. Why and it's not. What? Why is it this? Oh man. Oh man. Oh, fart balls. Okay, I guess that it's just broken. I don't understand why. Why did? Bro, of course it broke today. Of course it broke today. So I guess we're just stuck on this one. We're stuck on this one. And this is just upcoming forever, even though I'm linked to it. Stream Elements, shut up. Okay, well, I'm just gonna... That's awesome. That's so cool. That's so awesome. All right, I have to... Let's, I guess, delete the one that's scheduled and live on this one because I can't not be on this one, I guess. It won't let me. It just won't let me. I'll do it in the studio. How do I... Ah! You know, chat, it's always right when you think it's going. It's always right when you think everything's working. Right when you get it figured out. I think the last stream was the one we hit the intro perfectly. It's right when you think you got it all working that it just completely breaks in half. Thank you. Naruto TCG number 2? Oh, yeah. It is. Is it still that stream title? What the frick is going on? Yeah, it's freaking... No, it's not Naruto. It's gonna be... it's gonna be One Piece 2, and it's gonna make me crash out. Okay, let me... Nope, that doesn't do it. Okay, okay, hold on. Hold on, chat. Hold on, chat. Pre-stream troubleshooting! Yippee! Yeah, my thing broke. My everything broke. You know, it was going great. I had it all locked in. It was going good, and then for some reason, OBS was like, "Hey, remember those changes you made? We didn't save them. We didn't save it. So I guess I'm on some random news stream because it didn't link to the scheduled stream. For who knows why. Oh, I love computers, man. I love technology. I'm cursed, chat. I mean, you're seeing my computer curse at its finest. It doesn't get better than this, guys. It really doesn't get better than this. All right, let me see if I can kill the scheduled streams. That way people can actually show up to the right thing. Where's the button? Manage. This thing. Hit it. Edit. No. More actions. Delete forever. Forever. Okay. Should be fixed now. Should be fixed now. Thank you, Nishinoya, my goat. I'm so excited for Haikyuu Vocaba Break. Forget Naruto, we're playing Haikyuu. That's gonna be sick. No, chat, we're not talking about the Naruto TCG today. We already did an entire stream of that last time. If you want to go back and watch the VOD, you are free to do so. But you know, Naruto's made me sad enough. I mean, I guess if people rage bait me, I'll go into it, but you know, that's not the intended purpose of today's event. Look at the new Yu-Gi-Oh! I'll look at it. We'll take a peek. We'll take a peep at the new Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush set. And so out there, zombie and Iris curse coincidence. I think not true. True. No, chat. Today we are playing the greatest Yu-Gi-Oh! Format of all time. Because I'd like to have some documentation of it on the channel. We're playing some Rush Stools today. We're just going to jam some good old Rush Stool games. Good old Rush Stool games. Naruto already had it. Yeah, Naruto had it, and they could have it again. They could have it again, but they don't want to have it again. They don't want to. They want to print one. They want to print One Piece 2. They don't want to have it again. They just want to print One Piece 2. Oh boy. I'm so excited. Guys, you don't understand. We've been over it, but if they would just brought back the old Naruto CCG, I'd be on my hands and knees thanking Bandai. But no. Why would we get good things? Chat, why do I fool myself into thinking that Bandai would ever give us something good? No, that's ridiculous, of course. It's just going to be Naruto 2, or One Piece 2. And I get to be sad about it. Oh well, how's everyone else's day? How is everyone else doing? We got the stream rocking and rolling. There is now only one that you can click on. Thank heavens. Hopefully everyone is successfully migrated to the correct place to be. If not, it shouldn't be possible to be in the wrong place because I deleted it. So, it should be good. One of Battle Spirit Standard, and I guess the anime subs for... I mean, yeah, we all want, like, our steak to be too juicy and our lobster to be too buttery, but we try not to ask for the impossible, right? We're definitely not getting Battle Spirit Standard. As cool as it would be, as much as I would love Battle Spirit Standard, it's just not a feasible request, you know? Not the most realistic thing in the world, but Naruto CCG revival? That's possible. I'd honestly take it. If it killed One Piece, I'd take it. I'd honestly take it. You know what? Better yet, kill both. Kill both. Hope that they both, Naruto finally be the game to spread the player base too thin and kill both games. It's not gonna happen. It can't happen. One Piece is too big. It can't happen. You would need like 3 Narutos. But it'd be nice. A guy can dream. A guy could dream. Why are the Peak Games regional? Because they hate us. They hate. The trees hate you. Yeah, it's really annoying. I'd love to play some good card games, but we don't live in Japan. Unfortunately, we don't live in Japan. We don't get the good ones. No, remember, we already had this conversation. Digimon's fine. Digimon has its, niche player base established. And good to go. That game will survive. It would be, no third-party game, or, no other thing is going to kill Digimon. Digimon would have to kill itself. No, game coming out would kill Digimon at this point. Probably not, at least. Maybe if they made, enough Bandai games that there's enough trickle off, but you'd have to make a lot. It would be pretty impressive. Digimon has to kill itself at this point. It's a little too locked in. But, hey, that's kind of a good thing. That game is alive and fine. Okay, let's read some Rush Duel cards, I guess. Let me pull that up. Where the heck is my thing? Where'd it go? Hello? There it is. Bing bong. This one? Sure. No, not that. What the frick? The hook. Hold on. Beep bop. Boo bop. Beep. Wait, did I mess that up? No. Oh, I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Okay, so that's... I guess we'll just use that one. That works too. Boop. Beep. Bop. Boop. Is it YGR? Yeah. Yeah. Time to import Japanese Rush Duel cards. Oh boy. Yippee! Okay, I'm assuming it's the limited pack. Yeah. You think IB games die mostly because the game is bad or because the IP doesn't have enough star power? Because the IP doesn't have enough star power. Because the IP doesn't have enough star power. If the first one was true, Bandai would be out of business. It's because it's the IP. They pretty much live and die by the IP. There are extraneous circumstances of the company making extremely bad decisions, but again, that's not really part of gameplay. They normally die due to lack of interest or external company decisions. It's very, very rarely because people go, this game's actually not good and quit. That happens very rarely. If people thought that, they just wouldn't play it in the first place. It wouldn't make it past set 1 or 2. If the gameplay was truly awful, Typically it's because either people just get kind of bored and stop playing, or more often the company makes some kind of decision that either hurts the game or outright kills it. Typically. All right, what we got? We got a bunch of old cards. That's cool. Like that. Like only 2-bit in that game, so the IP take is right. I like 2-bit. Yeah, right. So we have Darkness to Chaos. DMOC is cool, I guess. DMOC and Rush Duels, guys. DMOC and Rush Duels. Are decks playing this? Probably not. What do you do? So when you normal it, you can choose a non-legend spell card in your graveyard to your hand. Then for the rest of the turn, if this corresponding spell is placed on the bottom of the deck, it's sitting in its graveyard. Versus the turn you can activate Darkness to Chaos. It's like techie. I don't know the meta like super well enough to know if like this might actually be worth it. It being a hard just 2 tributes kind of is but being able to send stuff to the bottom of the deck is actually relevant because a lot of Rush Duel decks have really good graveyard recursion. So being able to deny that can come up, but I think it's a little too techie to see play over the other more deck specific options. But it's cool. DMOC and Rush Duel is cool. We got Breaker and Rush Duel. It's alright. Pop spell traps. I mean, it could be worse. Again, do you dedicate your legend slot to this one? Maybe. I'd probably play Breaker before I play DMOC. Personally speaking. But I'd imagine it could support. Bottomless, I think they're probably better traps. Saint, sure. If you need if your deck needs to get a spell back, there are probably in-engine ways to do it. Is this all just like wait, oh. This isn't even a legend card. They're just printing old cards in Rush. So boring. You viewer like, I make MTG content? That's news to me. Chat, when have I made a Magic video? Alright. We're talking about 11-year-old. Hey, he's the GOAT. Hey, whoa, okay. 11-year-old, like, he's just a savant. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to be, ageist? I'm going to judge him based off of his age? If an 11-year-old graduated college, would you discredit them on account of their age? No, you credit them based on their merit. And he is a child scholar. He's a genius. Who am I to go against the GOAT? I mean, Rush, you just play whatever you want. Straight up, just do whatever you want. Game is fun. Just play the fun stuff, man. Just play the fun stuff. Okay, they're just putting old cards in the game. I guess. Cool. Yep. Rescue Cat, not just in the game. Okay. I mean, these are cooler when they're legends. I mean, okay. Summon Priest, just summon. Okay. Huh. Question the education system. We're not gonna give the man his credit. We're not gonna call the GOAT the GOAT. We're gonna be sus of the education system. I think he cheated. You all would. You probably would just assume he cheated. SMH. Okay. Is this just all old cards in Rush? MST's not terrible, actually. That's kind of cool. It's just old stuff in Rush. I like the Gradius reprint. This is fun. This is cute. I like this. That's cool. Ooh, Chibi artworks. I think the Chibi artworks. Okay, that's a Duel Masters. Okay. Dark. Can I get like? Is this just nostalgia of the set? The wave's just old stuff, bruh. Bro, not every remake is a legend. Otherwise, they wouldn't function. I guess. MST worth the legend slot. If you're not this isn't a legend. That's the thing. It's just a spell. It's not even a legend slot. Half these aren't even legends. I mean, so like, yeah, you could just play MST. This card's actually probably pretty good. Because like outing monsters is rather trivial. It's the whole point of the game is outing monsters. Outing back rows actually where you have to like put effort in. But like, that's cool. Steven Negate. Okay. Well, the whole bit is that the legends are remake. Like, that was the whole bit, is that every remake was a legend. That was the whole like point of the legend cards, is that it's old Yu-Gi-Oh cards in Rush. But now they're not even legends. They're just printing Yu-Gi-Oh cards in Rush. I think that's kind of lame. Oh, flip monsters suck in this format. They're butthole. Like, oh, you're never playing this. Oh, wait, no, this isn't even a flip anymore. Oh, wait, no, I'm reading the wrong part. Yeah, you're never playing Magician of Faith, brother. You're never playing Magician of Faith. You can't flip this, John. Yeah, like, this is just nostalgia bait the set. Like, a lot of these cards, like, aren't super good in Rush. Like, you could maybe play a Rescue Cat and, like, if there's ever a relevant beast stack that plays level 3 or lowers. Like, these are all cards that are, like, I mean, they could be good if they print an archetype that, like, benefits from them. But I play Rush because Rush has the new cool stuff in it. Not because I want old Yugioh. You know what I mean? Like, I don't play Rush to play with DM era cards. I play Rush because Rush has the cool stuff. Like, you know, I don't. Yeah, the new effect. Yeah, that's garbage. So like, I mean, I guess some people are excited. I'm not. This does not make me excited at all. This makes me actually disappointed. This is the last thing I want to see in Rush Duel. I mean, I guess it's a good segue because I'm gonna show everybody what is cool about Rush Duels. Right, we're gonna actually see what the cool stuff is in Rush. This is boring. There's too much goat. Yeah, for real. Why are they putting goat in my Rush Duels? That's not the point of Rush Duels. If I wanted Rescue Cat, I'd go play a bad Edison deck. Like, if I want Magician of Faith, I'm gonna go play goat. You know what I mean? I can summon D-Mock in 2007 in Troop Dupe. I don't need to do that here. That's not why I play Rush Duel. So like, Nostalgia Bait set, cool. I could care less. Like, this does not. I think the worst outcome though is if these become like relevant. If these become relevant, that's gonna be stinky. Like, I could see Breaker becoming relevant. Breaker could be good. MST could be good. There's maybe a deck that makes Cat desirable, especially because it doesn't even eat the legend slot. That's my biggest fear, is I have to actually see these. That would be annoying. That's Super Poly. I think Super Poly would be terrible for this format. Like, that'd be like bad for the game. Rush is not a format that should have Super Poly. At least not as like as it's printed in at least not as it's printed in like TCG. Like, that's bad. LDM stuff was for Speed Duel, and they sadly botched the format. Well, that was just a different game. Speed Duel was just a different game, and that sucked. So I rushed with the Utopia baseball cards. Yeah, but like, that's cool. It's Utopia with a baseball bat. Like, that's cool. You know, that's a different take on an old thing. Like, I'm down for that. This is just they put popular Yu-Gi-Oh card in Rush. This is lame. I don't like it. It's not for me. I am not a fan. Hello, chat. There's another page. Dude, I don't even want to look. Do I even want to look at the other page? I'm already disappointed enough. Do I even care? Oh. I actually like Speed Duel, but it just jumped ahead too fast near the end. Yeah. It was cute, just no one ever played it. Okay, we have BrainCon. Level 8 or low. Okay. That's really freaking good. Okay, this card's also pretty strong in Rush Duel. Mad Reloader, okay. This actually isn't very strong. Shield Crush, okay. Oh, but it's not a legend. That's still pretty bad. I just put Super Poly. Refusion. Okay, that's better. Okay, good. It's not a freaking quick play. That's good. That's good. Okay. And then it's just you can't activate traps. I mean that's fine. It's not a legend card for some reason. I can't remember how strict the fusion materials in this format are, so this might be irrelevant. But it doesn't exist in the way that Super Poly exists in the TCG, so this is probably fine. Like, this is like Rush Duel version of Super Poly. This is totally okay. I think this is completely fine. Like, there's probably like way better things you can play over this, so that's great. Top 4 choose 1. Okay, 1 for 1's fine. You're probably never playing that, and they're a bunch of vanillas. I mean, yippee. I can get Chibi Mobius in the format that's not supposed to have Mobius in it. That's cool. Alright. Hey, what's up? How's it going? How's it going, Zaragoza? Is your fair Super Poly even good in Rush? That's what I'm saying. I can't remember how strict they are. So, like, the card's fine. They make Legends because that's just 1-to-1. Oh, yeah. Dude, they do have Jerry Beans, man. That is true. They did print... at least they printed the goat. Are there any other goats? I mean, we got Buster Blader. That's cool. Say the meme. But we do have the goat Jerry Beans, man. So I guess, honestly, all is forgiven. You know what? I forgive them. I can play Jerry Beans, man, and Rush Duel. You got me. You got me. Yeah, right. I think almost all the fusions need specific names. But as we've learned with, TCG, that doesn't really matter. As long as there's one. As long as there's one generic fusion, the card can become problematic. But it doesn't exist as it does in the TCG, so it's totally fine. All right. I mean, cool. DM slop. Yippee. Hooray. I love DM slop. Huzzah. Horse Raider. Okay, I don't know. I don't pay enough attention, dog. I don't pay enough attention to this format. Cool. DM slop. Yippee. That's so exciting. Oh, let's look at some cool original Rush Duel cards. Like this girl. Don't have that in Yu-Gi-Oh! Don't have that in the OCG or TCG. Don't got her. Got her in Rush Duels. Wow. That's sad. Is there any other Rush Duel card I can look at that's cool? Oh my gosh, it's more DM stuff. Oh, this card's... Oh, wait, no. This is a different card. No, it is Shiny Shady. This card's really good. It's an alt art. Good staple trap. Very good staple trap. Alright, well, that made me sad. That... It worked! Yes, it worked! Yes! Chat, tell me you heard that. I think I got donos to text to speech. I got super chats to text to speech. Let's go. I really hope that everyone heard that and it wasn't just me. If it was just me, we're gonna have a problem. And I'll have to figure that out. Oh. My desktop audio was muted. Frick. No one heard that. No one heard it. Okay. All the super chats have text to speech now. That way, if I'm playing a game and someone supers, I won't miss it. But I just have my desktop audio muted, so none of you heard that. And it was only in my ears. But I did hear it. That was awesome. But Lieutenant Film yesterday in theaters, dude, seeing movies in theaters, especially anime movies, is such a peak experience. When I saw the Haikyuu movie in theaters, I almost cried. It was so good. But I'm happy. I'm happy you got to see that and you liked it. That's so hype. Oh, dude, I wish they put more anime stuff in theaters. It's such... Just, there's nothing that beats seeing a movie in a theater. It's an unparalleled experience. Honestly, Chad, if you ever have the option to see a movie in the theater, go do it. Go do it. Hopefully you can find a local theater that's like cheaper than like $15 a ticket, but even then, I'd still recommend it. Saw Toy Story 5. How was Toy Story 5? I haven't seen it yet. I've heard like okay things about it. How was Toy Story 5? I should probably see it. That one's not at the top of my list, but I should see it. But I am glad you got to experience the Attentive film in theaters. I didn't even think... Was it a recent thing or was it an old thing? I kind of went into a small depressive realization, then we get... Yeah! Never for Vanguard. Well, honestly though, I don't really want Vanguard to get that until we have a good anime. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be cool to have it in Vanguard, but not with, like, poopy-doopy overdress. Put something like the Messiah movie in Vanguard. That would be sick. That would be super sick. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Good gaming. Right? I would want a good movie first. But really good? Okay, bet. Bet. Okay, I'm glad you think it's good. I have to go check it out. It's an old movie, but thanks to Chica's got short. Okay, that makes sense. I was gonna say, was it one of those AMC's will do like those runs. Okay, I was gonna say, I don't think they made an Utena thing recently. But that's hype. That's so sick. That's so sick. We gotta wait for Q series. Yeah, once we get that, we'll be chilling. We'll be chilling once we get that. Alright, I didn't even try to figure out how to play Rush on the servers. I've only played against the AI bots. So I gotta remember how to use this application. What is this? This is EDO Pro. This is one of the Yu-Gi-Oh simulators. We're playing some Rush Duel, baby. Rush Duel. We're playing Peak. Okay, I have to remember how to I usually play on Omega, and they have like ranked ladders and stuff. But Omega has like Poopy Doopy Rush. So do you just go like EUS was casual? And do you just make a room? Is this gonna be Rush viewer duels? Are we doing Rush viewer duels? I guess I'd have to just host a lobby, right? As much as I love battling against the AI. But the bot for Roman's deck is bad. Yeah, right? I'm like, I don't know about the bots. They seem a little rough. So I have to set anything goes. I'm gonna rush pre-release. Oh, it's just a filter. I'd still have to host it. Chat, should we try to set up a room or just play against some bots? What do we want to see? Do we want to see attempt at dual room, or are we down for just some local bot gaming so we can just get reps in and I can show you some really cool decks? Could you guys struggle? Yeah. I mean, the cool thing about Rush Duel is you would theoretically not need a super crazy AI because you're just trying to dump your hand every turn. So as long as they just take their game actions in a semi-competent order, it should work out in like theory. Both? Alright. Okay. I'm gonna put the AI. Or let's get the AI on, because I know how to work that. The yeah, what's that? Okay. This should all be good and ready to go. Local AI. I just gotta put them on. What decks do they have? This is all TCG. So they only have my decks and then the random stuff. Engines. I wish they had more stuff. Yeah, it's been so long since I watched the Rush anime. But when it came out, dude, I was so into Rush Duels. When Rush Duels dropped, dude, I was so into Rush Duels. Speed Duels. RIP Speed Duels. Speed Duels was cool until they made it the worst product of all time. But it was a lot better when they printed the Battle City box. That was super sick. Launch arguments, no. I do wish they just had like a batch of AIs I could fight against instead of having to do my own decks. Because the Healing Jam deck doesn't do anything. I don't know what this is. What's going on? I'm trying to figure out how to get the Rush Duel thing working. The anime version of that. Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. The AI used... Oh, so we're playing Rush Duel. We're playing Rush Duel today. We're not playing no TCG. Okay, we'll just go work backwards. I'll just have them play Worms, and then we'll start. Chat, what do you want to see first? I have 6 decks to show off today. I've got to learn how to make polls. There's a way to make polls in the chat, but I gotta figure that out later. 5s and 7s and keep going. It's definitely not for everyone. It is definitely not for everyone. Newspaper burn. Newspaper burn it is. There's a way to make polls. I just haven't quite figured out how to do it yet, so I'll get it down one day, but we'll get through all 6. All right, newspaper burn. This deck is bad. This deck is really bad, but it's really funny. The other thing I've experienced with Rush is almost all your cards have incredible graveyard recursion, which is really cool, except for the first turn of the duel when you have no graveyard. And like half your cards don't work. Oh, great heaven. The AI is kind to us. I swear I'm not cheating. Oh, wait. It has to be Earth Attribute Machines. I have 2 spells. Okay. And now we get a little stuck. So we activate our burn spell. We have to ditch a card, but this is good. This is going to turn on our other buddy. Okay. That's fine. So this burns them equal to the amount of monsters they hit. They hit no monsters. That's annoying. But now we have 2 Earth Machines in our bin, so we can activate this buddy, which we get the Reporter Raccoon back. We don't really play the Fusion in this deck. So we get a Reporter Raccoon that we so luckily milled. What does she do? Someone printing presser from your graveyard and face up to defense. Okay. So then we're gonna go normal this over her. And then we activate the effect. And we get to summon our big thing when we discard it back from our graveyard for free. And then we can mill 1 to make our opponent excavate more cards. And then if we have hot off the press, up to the number. Did they not hit any monsters again? Oh, because let's put it back in the same order. So that did that. Bottom 5 cards of the deck. Yeah, wait, that was the bottom 5. So there were no monsters in the bottom 5 and the top 3. Brother. That's so cool. Yep. All right. Well, so chat, sometimes you just get hoed. And the name of the game is clearing your hand. So chat, remember, this is a format where you draw 5 cards every turn. So being able to dump your entire hand is low. Okay, this is the fun part of playing new deck chat is I have to read everything. I did one little demo game with all of these, so I have the Vegas gist idea of how they all work. But I kind of then ran out of free time. So we're going to do a little bit of reading. So they hit the top. So we call the top of their deck. So we want to save this for later after we can call it. This thing, let's mill 3. And then if we mill any earth attributes, we can draw a card and then put it hard on bottom. So let's just do that. Okay, good trap. This is one of the staple traps in Rush Duels. You're going to see this all the time. Freaking shiny shady. So when your opponent normal or specials a monster, you can discard a card, which is great because you can clear your hand for your next turn. So any trash left in your hand, you can spend it on actual stuff. So that's super nice. You change the battle position of the 2 face-up effect monsters, which is even better in the Worm deck on either field. And then you can also like gain some life points, but you can basically just like book things. It's like fancy Book of Moon, essentially. I played it for the first time, I was go, hold on, I gotta read. Yeah, right? It's like, what all my cards do? Luckily in Rush, reading your cards is super easy. Okay, so we're gonna go probably printing pressers so we can see what's on top of their deck. So it's monster, spell, monster. Cool. Since they hit a monster, we get to add our burn spell back. And now that we know what it is, yes, we can normal this. We can activate the effect. And then we call monster. Boom! Monster card. We get to draw a card for free. Gaming! Rush is so fun every time I tried it twice. Can't find a deck I like. Deck and like aesthetic or play style? Dude, I feel like Rush has some of the coolest looking decks out there, man. It's the coolest looking stuff. The Rush tech splits are so nice. The cost and effect clearly separated is beyond helpful. And now our hand is a little goofy. We're gonna normal this. So we can get a printing presser back if we want. There's so much stuff we can do. A lot of it's like, luckily, like, you don't have to sequence too crazy. We just be able to discard an Earth monster off this. So, oh, never mind. Oh. If you have a face-up Earth Machine type monster. This is an Earth Machine type monster. Send one. Oh, Earth Machine. I forgot about the timer. Chat, I do this all the time. Hold on. Let's fix the rules. Hold on. Time limit. There we go. My fault, gang. My fault. My fault. Let's put him back on the worms. Alright. Maybe we'll get a better start. There isn't Fire King, but there are Pyro archetypes. There's Fire archetypes. I forget what it's called, but there is a Fire archetype. It's really cool. And they might have just revealed a new Fire archetype, if I'm not mistaken. This is one of the very, like, few Rush decks that actually kind of likes going first. Because you get the burn for free. Do you think Rush's unlimited normal summons plus draw 5 could work in another game? Absolutely. Oh, it absolutely could. Salamangrites, that's in TCG. I think there's a deck in Rush that's a lot like Salamangrites. It was one of the first overframes, like, Phoenix thing. It absolutely could work in a game. The thing is, like, you have to, like, acknowledge what the game becomes at that point, right? If that makes sense. Like, it is, like, you... What am I trying to say? You have to understand what type of game that Draw 5 Unlimited Normals creates, right? Rush is a game of constantly building boards and outing boards, and you're just kind of doing that back and forth. I mean, it worked for Vanguard? Yeah, pretty much, right? You just don't, like, super plus your hand every turn. So a big question is, why are you drawing 5 every... If you're going to have a game that draws 5 every turn, why are you drawing 5 every turn? In a lot of games that do that, Flesh and Blood, Universes, the fighting games, do it because you spend your hand every turn attacking and blocking, right? Taking game actions costs cards in your hand, and you need to take a lot of game actions in a turn to make the turns function, right? You need to be able to attack a couple times and block it a couple times. That takes a lot of cards, so you need to be able to replenish those cards, right? In Rush duels, if you are constantly building and breaking boards, you need to be hit enough cards to continuously build a board. I like infinite normal summons and Yeah, I mean it'll work. Probably play Hero 2 on us. I haven't checked out what's new with them since mid last year. Oh, okay. We'll play the new heroes next. They look really really cool. Wonder if they're doing all. I think it's just nostalgia bait to make money. All the forwards in Rush had a guarantee scalp by people if it ever comes to English. I don't care. I just want to play the game. Like if it's scalped, whatever. I just want to play the game. I couldn't care less. So we ditched this. This is their bottom 5 cards. It's cool to see 2 of these on the bottom. That's nice. And they take like maybe a little bit of damage, yeah. And then we just kind of set this trap card and call it a day. Unless it glitches out. There we go. So we don't have anything to do this card. We go battle. Poke into some stuff. Ooh. And then that's kind of like the gameplay loop. And then we have this trap. It's another staple trap you'll see a lot. When your opponent draws a card during their turn or in the normal or special, we can lose a monster from our field, which is good because it clears our board, which you kind of want to do. And they can only swing once. So like in this situation, it's not super great, but we're gonna save this for in case they go wide. Prefer rituals being main deck. Really? I think that makes rituals so bad. No, we're good. Oh, he hit the 3rd. Like, it makes playing them very not good. That's kind of annoying. No, we're still fine here. Do we care? We don't care. Eve, shuffle some stuff back, flip up being face down. They're gonna swing at that regardless. It's gonna do piercing. We probably just keep this on board because they don't have a way. I mean, we kind of have to pop it now. If we don't pop it now, it's gonna get this thing's gonna shuffle a face down card back. Yeah. So if we don't pop it there, it's gonna get shuffled. Cosmo Princess. Hey, Cosmo Princess is a stupidly broken generic spell. And this is kind of the gameplay loop of Rush Tools, is you're going to be building a board and outing your opponent's board over and over and over again. So we finally hit our thingy, which actually isn't too bad because we have some stuff we can do. Is this the regular one? This is the regular one. Or no? burn them for the monsters. You place 2 of them on top of their deck, and the remaining cards go on the bottom. So I think we're selecting the 2 to go on top. So now there's a monster on the bottom. 3 monsters. Beautiful. You can draw... That's a... I mean, this whole hand's kind of bad. You don't want a second one of these, and you probably don't need a second one of this. Another time! Okay, there's a bunch of spells. You can have Dark Hole, because that card's gonna be bad for you. And this spell... I mean, it's all recursion tools. That is the one thing about Rush. It's you can't really, like, brick people on stuff, because every card is so good. But that seems fine enough. Yay, bird! Ah! Actually, can I do another rituals? Because these are ritual deck. Yeah, they just like not rituals anymore, which makes sense. Guardians, Quick Dog deck. I mean, Violent will get like support next turbo set, probably. Ooh. I mean, I really don't want them to import, like, I don't like when they import T, like, when they printed the Elemental Heroes, like, I get it, yeah, it's Heroes. But I like when Rush does its own stuff, because its own stuff is so freaking cool. I'm not a huge fan when they, like, import random things. Alright, we almost died there. Chat, you should remember, this deck is really bad. The Printing Press deck is fun, it's really bad. Okay, Chaos Emperor Dragon will do anything in Rush? I don't know. Probably not. I doubt it. I don't think it does. None of the cards I've encountered have it. Can we just burn him out with 2 of these? It's bought 5. Yeah, I think we can just burn him. Oh, no, I can't. Oh, I need to have a face-up Earth Machine. Kind of sucks. Okay, so we can declare the top to hit a card. But this is bottom 5 and top of the deck in any order. So you'd have to just guess. So we can go like normal this. Alright, that's not good. Chat, I might have bricked it. Chat, I might have bricked it. So we're just going to mill and not really be able to do anything. Oh, no, I lost. Oh, no, I didn't. We're good. We're just going to set. We go end phase. Oh, wait, no, they do piercing. We lose. If this was any deck but worms, we'd be fine. Sort of, but they do piercing. I guess if they can pop it, we still die. Oh, yeah, they can shuffle it. No, we're dead. We're dead. We're super dead. You also can't break them if they have 0 cards in hand because they'll draw 5. Cards. Yeah. Well, like, you could theoretically stack 5... Like, theoretically could stack 5 bricks, right? But what I'm saying is in this game, it's not really possible because every card is so... Like, you don't play any bricks in the game. Every card's pretty good. The only way you can brick someone is by giving them, like, Graveyard Recursion on turn 1. Like, that's the only way you really brick and Rush. Which is why, like, Rush is really fun. Because you kind of can't really brick. Oh, that's the... I picked 2 and they shuffle 1 back. Yeah, we're super dead. Wait, I didn't die? Oh, I didn't die. They just attacked with the wrong monster? Okay, then. We're just not gonna worry about it. We're just not gonna worry about it. Not gonna worry about it. Like, I have to try to open battle. I don't like playing games. I can't play card games on the computer. I know I'm playing Rush Duel right now. Oh, not join. I know I'm playing Rush Duel right now on the PC for stream. I can do it for stream. Like, I don't like playing, like, card games digitally. I like having cardboard in my hand. Let's show off the new heroes. Let's play against, like, Spark Hearts or something funny. Oh, let's see if we get burned. Let's play against Newspaper Burn. That'll be fun. We can play against the decks we've already played against. Dude, Maximum Monsters are bad. they're cool, but they're bad because they're hard to put together. But they're really cool. But they are also kind of a butthole. Yeah, no, I mean, I think WeCross is cool, but I just don't like playing games digitally, so I never really got around to doing it. I just played it paper. All right, let's see what they can do to us turn 1. Pot on top. I mean, that's good for us. Okay, yeah, that was a bad start. Okay. So we can only attack once this turn. That's probably fine. Well, let's just rip the pot of greed. See what we can do. All right, chat. Welcome to the Rising Heroes. It's unfortunate. They're cool. Yeah, they look really cool. The problem is, like, you have to assemble 3 specific cards. It's hard to pull off. It's just not consistent. And that's really the only issue. Okay. I have to remember what these do. So this is the draw 2. That's good. And then this is the add back from Brave. Or you had a Rising equip. Okay, so we can go literally activate this for free. Because we can go discard the car, draw 2, and then if we need to, we can grab that. We can grab the car right back. What if you use a petulant monster and you're all one thing with the first part of each? Yeah, it's a cool gimmick. It's such a cool gimmick of like one monster that occupies the front 3 slots. It's really sick, but it's similar to the ritual problem of like you have to assemble an amount of specific pieces, and it's just inconsistent. Like, I feel like Konami continues to choose to ignore them for fusion monsters. Well, it's because, like, it's hard to... You can't make a maximum monster, like, good. It's the... That's, like, they're fundamentally inconsistent. That's kind of, like, the point. So they're gonna print... Also, fusion's, like, the new... That was their, like, new gimmick. So they're gonna support them more. And it's easier to make fusions than it is maximum monsters. Okay. How does this thing work? You just have to hard summon it. Okay. Yeah. Fusion summon. This is the fusion. This is the fusion spell. You can do it from hand. So our goal, we're trying to summon this guy, who is one of the coolest monsters ever made. Rising Hero Agent Zero. Oh, it's so freaking cool. So what are the requirements? So you need a warrior type and a rising unit, which we can totally do. Does it work from hand? On hand or grave? So we can just make them. Swing. Leave this stranded on board. Have back row for follow-up. And we just go like normal these, activate this Eve, in these. I think get big guy? Like, we'd be able to bounce their monsters if they had any. I think we just do... I only get one attack. No, let's just set this up for follow-up if it lives. And sometimes you just get caught with kind of a wacky hand. Battle phase poke for 27 and pass. There we go. And that's a situation where this card's pretty useful. There's no reason to do that. Rush had you drawing a hand of 5 through 8s and you just died. That would also happen. You really had to hope, like, I hope I just draw 2 normal summons and my level 8 dragon or 7's road magician. Hello, Joe Risner. How's it going? Ow. There's some other effects you can activate and stuff, but it doesn't really matter. The deck's really bad. Yeah, it's the new hero deck. Your new hero deck is really sick. No, I'm good. Play against the hero deck. Let's play... I want to play Plasmatics. I like the theme. Rush Duel, this is going to be Rush Duel has some wacky themes, and I love it. I don't think there's nothing that beats the Rush Duel themes. The Rush Duel themes are peak. I think we just want to go second. This theme, it's kind of hard to tell. This is the plastic model Gunpla theme. There is a Red Eyes deck in Rush. That is correct. Okay, the AI made the ball. Oh, that's the good setup with the stupid card defender. So it's what? During your opponent's turn, spell traps you feel can't be bounced. Hand deck or action up a card effects. If you have a face of warrior type monster, you feel warrior type. Okay, cool. Very audible. Did we brick? So this is a ritual deck. Must be normal contributing. Send another card. One other card on your field or top 2 cards you take to increase the level of one face monster. Okay. We can play the game. This is a random generic card you play in the deck, and you straight up play it because it can. It's a 1-card ritual summon. It's literally exactly for situations like this. Yeah, right? It's like Yu-Gi-Oh! But peak. So what can we make? We can make Rising Blau, Listia, or another Rising Listia. Rising Blau. So it's Listia, Blau, and another. Oh no, this is another. We can make another Blau, Listia, or another Listia. This deck, normally extra decks aren't that big in Rush, except for this deck. We have like 8 billion extra deck monsters. So we can make Rising Blau, which is just good for blowing stuff up. We can make Rising Listella, which pops face downs, which doesn't matter right now. Or we can make Rising Listella, which lets us send one face up non-rich monster from your field. We don't have the field for that. So we're going to make the Rising, or another Rising Blau. The other thing is remembering which ritual spells which make which monsters. So it's this one. So we want to go activate this. Ritual Summon. Right? Okay, yeah. Another Blau. Pop this. Make this. Yeah, this is the Gunpla archetype, which you can't really tell from the card. Oh, yeah, there we go. It's the Plasmatic, or the Plastic Models deck. All the cards are plastic models. It's so freaking cool. Even like the Hungry Burger archetype, Fiend's cooking the best dish for human or sushi. Even wackier? I'd argue just as wacky. I'd argue just as wacky, if not wackier. And then you can also, like, we could tag this into stuff, but, like, doing it doesn't make any sense, like, at all. The only unfortunate part is they're gonna get to keep their Agent Zero because we opened literally nothing. But we can flip them face down if they normal. If they're normal before activating this, we can just book their field, which is kind of swag. Yeah, there's no way to make him not keep that. So we're just gonna set probably our hand. Yeah, we're gonna set our hand. I think this is fine. Sometimes you can get owned by doing this, but in this situation, we should be safe. Clear this guy off the board. This card's broken, especially in this deck. And then we go end phase and kind of cross our fingers. Got him TCG cameo? Yeah, for real. Breathing attack, we already said this, right? Yeah. They popped a random background. Oh, never mind. They're just going to do nothing. That's the one thing about the AI is sometimes they just don't play the game. So they just summon something back and face down defense. It's probably the... Okay, yeah, card defender. Which only is going to work when it's flipped. Okay, now we have a hand of stuff we can play. We have a generic spell that's really good. Level for monster and attack. Legend monster for good. Okay, so that just gets us back a thing from our bin. Venom versus Common Rider? Literally. No, literally. So we can do this. Increase level 2 physical thunder monsters you feel by 4 until the turn. Ooh, we can just... Oh, we can't go crazy because they blew up one of our spells. Oh, but this gets us one of the things? Okay, so this is the equip. They're gonna go into this, which is a little annoying, but whatever. We can play through that. Oh, we don't have either? Another docking? I don't remember the card names. What's the spell in our bin? Another play. Okay. And this gets what? Model... So it adds this or maintenance? We don't have maintenance. Okay. So we can try to mill two? Okay, so this will get it back. We can do this. Eve, mill 2. And then we set play. Bing bong. And then we can flip play if we want. Common Rider is Giant Robot sometimes. That's true. Then we go Turtle. Turtle effects. We ditch another one of these. And then we make... it doesn't, like, super matter. This and this. These both become 8s. And now we can solo convert them into monsters. So we can go this for another Blau. And then we can flip this one for another Listella. Which unfortunately just lets us special stuff, which isn't, like, super great. During your main phase, you're summon this person one face-up non-ritual monster for your graveyard, special summon one Thunder-type ritual monster. Oh, this also gets back the Blau that's in our bin. So we can just go Eve, pop this, get back the Blau in the bin. And then basically just set this as a bluff. And then chip through their board. Battle. I don't think attack order, like, super matters here. We just want to throw this into the face down. Okay, sometimes you get outed by one-ofs. Sometimes you get outed by crazy one-ofs. Alright, well, RIP. That's tough. That is tough. Oh, I don't have any cards in hand. Oh, I need cards in hand for... I threw the game. I needed cards in hand to activate the Shiny Shady. I forgot. I totally forgot you have to hand rip yourself. Alright, let's try that again. Hold on a second. Let's try it one more time. Let's get more of an opener. I threw the game. That is... Storm Air Force is a little spooky dooky. I think that they just not play the game. I mean, kinda, but
Empire
also...
Youth 5791 has donated $4.99 and says, Myra Force family, you thought you could have fun in Rush.
Yeah, for real. They did like to get... I think there's like 3 or 4 different mirror forces in Rush now. But you just play is it Storming? Oh, it's a new game. I think it's Storming. You play that because it's crazy. Oh, this is the main girl. What does she do? So card from hand in the graveyard increases card level by 8, and if you have not drawn a card, okay, you draw one. So you just rip a card and draw. This is the equip spell. The equip isn't like super great, so we just probably rip that out of our hand. Unfortunately, we don't have the ritual spell, which is not ideal. So we draw a card. Okay, that's also also when this card shuffle 2 Thundertime monsters from graveyard into the deck exchange. We'll face a monster in your field. Not what we want. Oh, so we can just try to rip it off the glider. And if we don't, we be sad. What is this? You pop a spell trap? Well, so we're just gonna go... Both these cards are kind of good. So we're gonna set this, leave our cards in hand, actually activate this. Go battle and clear this and kind of cry. A problem with ritual decks. Sometimes you just don't draw the ritual spell. It'd be like that. Those are just kind of the games you play. So now we just have to gamble on, does he have the level 7? I'm gonna say that he doesn't. Okay, I was really hoping he'd make the fusion. Didn't make the fusion. Okay, here we go. This is playable. What, you shuffle 2 Thunders. Change your face to monster, your opponent's got face on defense. This gets us a play back. Okay. We're probably gonna walk into Mirror Force again, I'm not gonna lie. But we'll figure it out. So we have play... So you have all of the rituals? Yeah, we have all the rituals. Who puts back spell traps? So this protects our spell traps. She pop? Yes. Fusion deck first time? Yeah, no, for real. Literally for real. Yeah, we're playing Rush Duels, we're playing Peak. So we just want to make Rising Listella. We want to try to make 2 Listellas, because we should have the monsters for it. We do have the monsters for it. So we want to try to make 2 Listellas. Yeah. So this just makes Rising. Or another, sorry. This makes the Rising. This, okay, so we can make 2 Listellas with these. Okay, so we can go normal. I don't think there's a reason to Eve this. Oh, so he makes that. Or pops that. That's annoying. Increase level 2 face up thunder. Okay, so this can hit itself. Perfect. We're still good. We baited the interaction, chat. I totally meant to do that on purpose. Because imagine if they would have hit that off this. We would have cried. So we're gonna send the one we don't want, which is another Listella. So we go Boombot. Oh, I guess we don't need to make 2 Listellas now. So maybe we just go Rising Blau? No, we want to go another Blau. We want to go Listella into another Blau. So we're going to activate this to make Listella. Eve. I'm going to shuffle 2 back. This one's good and this one's good. To pop their back row. Ooh. Face level 7 monster field and face down spawner traps can't be destroyed by its card effect. No, we got hit by a random generic. Frick. Chat. Read your card. Read your opponent's cards. Even though, granted, if we read our opponent's cards, I don't think it changes anything. We still have just as little plays. Oh, but we can't activate. We might get blown up because now we can't activate Shiny Shady. Oh, well. Let's hope it's not Mirror Force. Ah! Chat, we're getting hoed by random legends. I think we die there then. I think we die. There's no way we can out there. Okay, no, we could have added it. We could have, That's my blunder. Okay, that's just a special. And then 3 cards on the field can't be destroyed by opponent's card effects. I don't know what 3 they picked. Getting started. Yeah, this game doesn't... guys, that's my card game. You're seeing chat. People ask me, why do you never top BCSs? Why do you never top BCSs? Card games hate me. They despise me. Imagine that Mirror Force is the over trigger. And, you know, story of my life. Yeah, okay, we could have smart owled to flip it face down. I mean, we can just... Oh, we can't. So we have to... Maintenance. Do I know what maintenance is yet? Maintenance might not even be in the deck. Smart owl. No, I think maintenance... Oh, no, it's the... Oh, it's the equip? Ew. That kind of sucks. So wait. Are we out of plays? We can draw a card. My last local summon, we get OT in all but 1 game. Dude, I feel that. I feel that. What is this? Sonic Wars? Ooh. Ooh. Okay. I mean, we're still pretty cooked, but we get either another Listella. Oh, this one only makes another Listella. It's kind of annoying. That's this one. No, that's this one. So we do get a ritual back, which is cool. Put it wins coin flip, pick two starts. Yeah, for real, right? I want to go first once, man. Okay. We can go... That will summon something back. But it's not great. This kind of sucks. We got really nothing we can really do. Let's... activate the spell. Hit Listella. This only gets ritual monsters, which sucks. What do we want to throw away? This card's useless. This card's even more useless, though. Summon that. During the main phase, the ritual summon this card. Send one face-up non-ritual monster from your field to the graveyard. Oh, because I don't have any engrave. I have none engraved because they got returned to the deck. So which Mirror Force is it? Is it Storming? Storming Mirror Force is really good in this format because all of the decks play off Graveyard Recursion. So if you can put stuff back in the deck, you can turn decks off. But it's fine. That was the only monster we could have made anyways. So I should have put this in defense. Whoops. I think we lose. We're super dead. We're dead because I didn't put this in defense. I can grab maintenance. And we can clear the O. So let us get over their fusion monster. We're going to put... Who do I want in defense? I kind of... Nah, let's set this. Set that in defense. Yeah, if this was in defense, he'd probably be fine. Face checking this probably isn't worth it. I think everything in this deck has 10k has 1k defense. Yeah. Everything in that deck has 1k defense. So there's no reason to check that. We might die off of me putting that in a deck. Unfortunately. But chat, we're slowly learning what all these do. This is, unfortunately, the one deck... Okay, that is enough to just kill us. This is the one deck I didn't learn before the stream started. So, okay, this time, we got it. We're not going to fumble this time. Now I know what all the cards in the Rising deck do. The only thing I hadn't read yet is that generic. Now we should be good. We should be okay. We're winning one game with the plastic models. I've never even seen this card before. What is this? Oh, this is docking. Okay, I've never seen docking before. Oh, this makes Lenore. Okay, by setting... So we're just going to assume... Oh, wait. It's right there. Guys. They milled it. They milled Storm. I totally missed that. They milled Storm. Oh, so we can just go crazy. We can just go crazy. All right, check it out. Check it out. Check it out. It's 16, right? Yeah, check it out. Check it out. Check it out. We make this. We go... Docking. Makes Lenore. We say goodbye, Lenore. We go Ritual Spell. Oh, wait, no. I have to send a face-up monster. Frick. Yeah, I forgot. I have to send a face-up monster. Chat, I'm so bad at this game. Do we activate this to convert it back? What are they gonna make? Screw it. Let's clear our hand. This is all part of the plan, chat. We're just filling our bin with rituals so that next time, now then we could flood the board with stuff. have it for next turn. And then this thing's kind of tough because it is kind of nice to have in the bin for them, but also everything else is rising unit in the bin. So you just hit whatever you want. We just hit this because it does more damage. Oh wait, could we have just killed them? No, Rising O is what, 24? It's 25. Okay, no. I was like, did I throw again? I was focused on outing boards and not winning the game. Now we flip this. Or this, and it's like super book. Boom, boom, boom. We're gonna draw two, do nothing. Alright, cool. Now, we want to find the thing that lets us do... Oh, or we could try to just kill them with Cylinder. Killing them with Cylinder is also hilarious. Oh, I'll explain that decking. Games in the fun at card pool. Throwing so many cards you can do. Combinations that have been good. Oh, that's not really what the problem is. So net decking, back in the day, back in Magic in like 2005, right? If you, instead of building your own deck, if you went online and looked up a deck on the internet and just copied it off of the webpage, you were a filthy net decker. You were just net decking. You weren't actually building the deck yourself. You just Googled the deck and put it together, and that was cringe. I'm trying to find the piercing spell so we can actually win the game. Or a ritual spell. This. No, that's another. Oh, fart. So we could just make another big idiot. Oh, no. No, it'd only revive. It wouldn't actually... Because, Rising revives things. But we definitely get this. I don't know, man. Let's just get another. Okay. Then we're going to this. Ching these guys. Oh, I already drew this turn. That's why. Not for people to see it though. The problem isn't with posting it. It is if you were gonna build a deck and you went online and you just copied a deck list from the internet, you were a net decker. Because this was back in the day when like. So the concept of net decking is only like cringe in the days of like I guess in the days of like the early internet when like you would have to go out of your way. Oh, I messed up. I hit the wrong button. I meant to activate this effect. I was yapping and not paying attention. Whatever. You would have to like go out of your way to go look up a deck on the internet. I don't need to do that. Right. So it was like cringe to just go find a deck online. Right? You weren't cool if you net decked. Right? It was a lot cooler if you actually like constructed the strategy on your own. I wish you would have found the piercing spell, but it's fine. They can't kill us here. I want to try to kill him with Magic Cylinder. Right. Bing bong. Kaboom! Hey, we did it, chat. All right, that was not the cleanest thing in the world, but we got there. So yeah, it was like deemed cringe to go get a deck online, but because this was back when resources on the internet were extremely limited, and it was pretty much expected that everyone built their own decks. Because at the time, everyone did kind of build their own decks. But like now that the internet is a thing, and like, you know, streaming exists and all this stuff, that baseline is flipped, and now it's like expected that you go net deck because that's how you go like acquire knowledge, right? It's sort of like if you tried to play a game without reading the rulebook. Like, obviously you're going to read the rulebook. It's just that back in the day, there was no rulebook on building a deck. But now there is. So, like, obviously, if you're going to go build Salamangreat, you're going to go look at Salamangreat lists online to understand what you're supposed to do. right? That's expected of you, and if you build it on your own, that's looked down upon because most likely you're gonna mess it up and build it wrong, or you're gonna build a very like not good version of the deck. So it's just kind of one of those like times have changed, sentiment flipping things. So you get as a verb. I mean, it's both, right? Net decking is the verb, and if you net decked, you are a filthy net decker. But it was used as an insult. Yeah, it is an insult. Net decking is an insult. That was the thing. Why put your deck list on the internet to begin with? Oh, well, tournaments, obviously. If you won a tournament, typically what it was is you would go look at tournament reports, and obviously all of the decks would register deck lists, and you would just look at the deck lists that were registered at the tournament. So you would go like Magic the Gathering 2005 Pro Tour, and you would find like top 8 deck lists, and you'd grab a list, right? That's net decking, right? It was stuff like that where people were like, copying someone's list is lazy. Like, what are you supposed to, like... Here's the thing with net decking, right? And this is the whole thing with the internet. I hit join again, right? In the age of the internet, when you're trying to build a deck, do you think it is wise of you to attempt to take your knowledge of the game and use that to compete with the collective knowledge of thousands of other people? You see what I'm saying? It's almost like I want to start studying science. I'm just gonna figure out on my own how gravity works, right? Versus the guy that opened the science textbook and learned about how gravity works. He is now miles ahead of the other guy, right? But we're trying to say that the other guy is cooler because he's figuring gravity out on his own. Like, I guess that's cool, but he's not gonna like make any meaningful progress in his like field of study that way. You know, versus the guy that learned what gravity is and now can move on to more advanced subjects. So, like, I wouldn't say, like, net decking is lazy. I think it's, like, the baseline that you do when you start a new thing. Like, if you start to build a deck, net decking is the first thing you do. Because it's a starting point. The starting point has been made for you. Not taking advantage of it is, like, just silly. I want to play Worms. I'm probably going to die, but I want to try playing Worms. Like, you are, like... If we're speaking, like, objectively, you are a fool for not taking advantage of that resource. I thought it was someone going, look at my cool deck list, and then getting upset about something. No. It was the inverse. It was, you are a nerd if instead of building your own custom deck, you went online and grabbed someone's list, right? Which, it's even saying out loud just sounds stupid. Kind of want to go second. I don't play tournaments. Most of my dislikes are just random casuals. I think that's fine. Just... yeah, right? It's like... It's a girl, and then you can have all your monsters are 2 tributes. Let's just add stuff back. Add Stella, which is like the fancy one that I'll show off later. Yeah, there's no real good way of doing this, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna activate the ETH. Mill 2. Ooh. Oh, I hit the wrong button. My bad. It doesn't matter, though. We didn't want to add anything. This is Stella. So now we can just grab Stella. That's really cool. Yeah, sure. Normal. Activate. If they had the book spell, I think they would have activated it by now. Like, the AI likes to fire off traps as soon as it can. Oh, it has no cards in hand. Never mind. You can't activate it. What is this? So you activate the top 4, and then you can get... Oh, you get the big worm. Okay. So now you want to go normal this off of... Does it make sense to leave this on board? Not really. These. It should be some... should be someone's contact. Okay, cool. So now we're going to make them spin cards. Oh, they should have chose both their back row, but we're going to make them spin this back so now our stuff is statted normally. We go normal. ETH. Activate 4. Hopefully we hit a big dragon. We did not. Okay. That's fine. Sometimes you whiff. We'll just set. Unfortunate. I don't think this deck has anything crazy in it. Oh, it has Cylinder. Frick. Yeah, okay. That's what it is. I was trying to remember what the trap legend was. It's Cylinder. Hit him for 0 to send a message. Alright, let me face. I think we're fine. They could actually kill us here. Yeah, they could kill us here. Sorry, someone optimized this deck before you. I guess you have to build it worse. Basically, yeah. Like, that's kind of what it was. The thing... Oh, they misplayed. Okay. They could have blown us up. Thank you, Robot AI. The thing with, like, back in the day is, like, it was an insult because it was a lot more, like... Not socially acceptable, but, like... Building your own... Like, the resources didn't quite exist. So, like, building your deck was, like, the thing that you naturally did. So people will get upset if you, like, went out of your way to build, Ooh, there's some stuff we can do. There's some stuff we can do. If you went out of your way to go, like, steal someone's deck list. But, like, it's not a thing anymore. We're gonna use this as the pot. Ooh. Yeah, we hit our Oracle. Oh, holy sound effects. Because we can make some good boards off of this. This is the book thing, but... Yeah. We're not going to be able to actually make this work. So we go... Do our Monarch play. ETH. Boom. Grab our buddy. And now that we actually have the right... Our stuff isn't debuffed, this guy can special himself. Not special, but you contribute the level 5 or higher buddy. Because we have no extra deck, we get to pop... I guess this one. Or not pop, you get to spin it back, which is even better. It's very nice. So now we get to do this. We get to activate to add back our Girly Pop. And now we're going to hope Girly Pop actually hits something. If not, oh well. Oop, that was something big. 2 of them. Go to level 7. This one's not super great. Order on bottom is whatever. Don't have Sacred Summon, face up on your field, you can special summon this card if your hand, face up field. So he gets special himself for free, which is cool, but you need to not have the whatever it is, but we're gonna clear our board anyway. And then he can't be popped. He also turns off burn, which is funny, so if we somehow run into a stupid printer deck, just turns it off. We want to hold that in hand to discard off of this. And I can't have 2 magical cylinders, so now we're actually clear to swing. And now we're pretty insulated. We double book them, and then if I hit the right worm, we can, if we hit the field spell, we can give her the piercing. This is fine. We want to wait until there's something relevant, like that. We want to book that. Discard this, and then we'll book, this thing. It's still standing on defense. Bingo! So I love deck building and always... Yeah, right? And this isn't, like, discourage someone from deck building. I think deck building is fun. But it is silly to, like, get upset at somebody for doing research on a deck that they are new to. Random anti-burn and a Pokemon card design. Yeah, right. I'm just like, oh. Yeah, I see. You can't be popped and you can't get burned. Big wall. Let's go. His hand is wacky. So we can go get any of our buddies back. Sure. Grab a buddy. We still haven't found the big one. We haven't found the big UTC guy yet. Maybe we should try to hit that. This gives us more opportunities to hit it. Let's get Girly Pop. Oh wait, is she gonna be the turn? Oh, normal or special? Almost blundered it. Almost blundered it. There he is. There's the big guy. This dude. This dude's sick. He just flips everything face down. He's just UTC. We're gonna go. There's a card that makes everything one tribute, but I don't have that. What does this do? Normal specials must send a monster from your hand or field a graveyard. Special summon the two worm types monster from your field. You special any worms? That's kind of swag. Overplan like the rest of us? Yeah, right? Like, being mad at someone for looking up lists is, like, ridiculous. We're gonna hit our big buddy. Oh yeah, what's the thing he can do? Wait, what? Researching the clad dragon dung. So this is autumn leaves. Is that a thing in my... I'm just gonna figure... I don't know what that... I'm gonna see what this does. I'm not... What made us able to do that? Researching... Is it a thing in our bin? It should be... Oh no, it's the spell. Oh, it's the spell! I was like, I know something lets us do one tribute. It's this. Okay, it's the spell we activated to get back this girl. Okay, bet. This spell is awesome. It just makes all of your worms one tribute. So now you can have like giant all boards like this. And then typically if they have a full board, we'd book the whole thing. And then our field spell gives our worms 300 attack. And then if they hit defense pushing monsters, they get piercing. So you book your opponent's board and then you pierce through it. This deck's really cool. And then you have a bunch of like follow-ups and stuff. But we're just gonna blow them up. Kaboom! Finish him! Yeah, I like the worm deck a lot. The worm deck is really, really cool. Cancel. How do we feel about Rush Duel? Is Rush Duel not like one of the coolest formats of all time? I know some people that don't like it, and I understand why. I think there are valid reasons to not like Rush Duel. That make a lot of sense, but I think it's so fun. And also it's like the coolest archetype design in the entire game. I don't know. Like, I don't know how you can, like... I don't know how you could look at a Rush Duel archetype and not get excited, or, like, want to play the format. They're so good, man. They're so good, dude. Breath of fresh air? Yeah, right? There's also, yeah, and there's no card game that plays like Rush Duel, where, like... It's all about just, like, converting hands and just break... Like, you're just constantly doing stuff. It's so nice. There are very few games that really replicate, like, the Rush Duel vibes. It's hard to explain. But, like, I don't know. It's when you just want to sit down and just take game actions and just always be playing the game, Rush Duel is really, really good for that. I know a lot of people complain, like, I don't like this card game because it feels like I don't play half the time, right? Or like, I pass the turn and then it's go on my Twitter phone time. Like, it does feel like you're always engaged in the game, which is really nice. They should let the Rush people have a crack at making OCG sets. What? I think the Rush people should stick to Rush. I think the people that make Rush should just stick to the game they make. I don't know about all that. I don't know if I'd say that. I think the Rush people are doing a good job of what they're doing. I think we should just let them continue. Let them keep it going. I don't know if I'd say all that. All right. Sorry, I thought I had to burp. Chat, I really, like, we gotta find... Close out of this. Chat, I want to find something consistent to do on stream. You know what I mean? I feel like I can't boot up the stream. They're good at balancing. I think it's just because of how the format operates. Like, Rush Duel, the game, is inherently balanced because the entire game is breaking your opponent's board every turn. You know what I mean? Like, it is hard to design something, like, super unbalanced given that, like, gameplay structure. You know what I mean? Like, you have to go way out of your way to make something really egregious. You'd either have to print something that is just far and away better than everything else, right? Stuff like the early days of the game where, like, whatever it can do 4 attacks a turn is the best deck because it clears triple setting, right? But you'd have to go really out of your way to make a deck that is either just, like, has the best back row. Like, you'd have to make something so broken. You'd have to either have, like, unoutable back row defense, or it'd have to be able to, like, OTK your opponent on turn 1 consistently. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Rush Duel's the best comeback rules compared to a lot of games. And it's not even like Rush Duel has, like, a comeback rules or system. It's just, like, that's just how the game inherently operates, you know? Which is cool. I think that's a really neat concept. Is that, like, because of how the game fundamentally functions, you have inherent comeback potential, not determined by just random luck sacking, and your game is inherently, like, balanced. It's really hard to make something, like, egregious as long as you stick to, like, the philosophy of the game. Isn't Edison a goat? So, it's funny you bring that up. There are people that don't like Rush, and I totally get it. And it's all the people that play old formats, like Edison, GOAT, 2007. And I think it makes perfect sense for why they wouldn't like Rush, because Rush does not promote the same kind of gameplay that Rush GOAT and Edison, that GOAT, Edison, and 2007 do. Those old Yu-Gi-Oh formats are a lot about very specific, or very, I don't want to say, like, slow-paced, but, like, slow-paced, like, one-for-one gameplay, where you're trying to eke out very small, incremental advantages against an opponent over a series of multiple decision points. So, basically, Edison and GOAT are formats that ask you a series of questions, right? And whoever better answers those questions and, like, solves those puzzles gets the edge on their opponent and can typically win the game. And a lot of, like, skill in Edison and GOAT is in for, like, making one-for-ones and good plays, and finding ways to get advantage that isn't just, like, going +1, because going +1 in those formats is really hard to do. That is not a kind of gameplay you get out of Rush, because there's no card advantage in Rush. There's no out-advantaging people in Rush. You just draw 5 and slam your hand every turn. So I totally understand it when, like, old format Yu-Gi-Oh players are like, I don't like Rush. I'm like, yeah, it does not promote the style of gameplay that they enjoy, and I think that's totally valid, totally fair. So for people that don't like Rush, I totally get it. I think it's 100%. If your reasoning is like, I like very back and forth, one-for-one-y, like, resource grindy, like, good decision-making card games like Magic the Gathering, totally get it. Rush does not do that at all. Right? It's a very specific style of gameplay. And again, like, if you're going to make a game like Rush Duel, it's something you have to, like, accept, is you are not going to have, like, grindy, smart decision-making, profitable blocks trading, like, trying to 2-for-1 people gameplay. There is no card advantage. You are just building and breaking boards over and over again. So it's kind of like it's the plus and minus. But chat, I need to find something to do on stream that's at least, like, semi-consistent. I feel bad. I feel like I can't just boot up stream and be like, what's happening on stream today? Yapping about cardboard. You know? I feel like I need something consistent. And chat, I kind of want to play some video games. We should do some, like, let's plays, essentially. We should play some video games. In chat, I'm low key. I really want to play Kingdom Hearts. Chat, who would be down? Who would be down to play some Kingdom Hearts? Not today, but tomorrow. Who wants to play some Kingdom Hearts? It's a series I've wanted to play for like a while, and like never got around to it. And then they announced 4, and I was like, well, now's the time. Now's the time. And I will still complain about card games. Don't get me wrong. I will still complain about card games, but I really want to play Kingdom Hearts. You love Kingdom Hearts to be down? Oh, bet. All right, chat's liking Kingdom Hearts. Let's go. Let's go. I think, chat, we start a Kingdom Hearts playthrough because I've never played it. And if we go crazy enough, we're going to play all of them. We're going to play everything. We're going to start Kingdom Hearts 1, but we're going to attempt. I don't know when 4 is coming out, but we're going to attempt. If Kingdom Hearts 1 is good and fun, we're going to play all of the games leading up to 4, which I know is a lot, and it's kind of crazy, but we're just going to do it. And I'm going to play it all in release order. The other crazy thing, that in Rush, you can make a deck out of generic random monsters for early Rush and somehow still win. I've made a random level 7. Got someone's off that. Yeah, like, a lot of your, like, your under-level, your non-tribute monsters are all, like, utility pieces, right? So they're, so a lot, you see in Rush, a lot of them are either setup or recursion. So you can totally play a deck without those. You just don't have, like, the recursion to, like, be very super consistent in the boards that you're making. But as long as you hit two normals and a tribute summon, your deck can be perfectly functional. So you can kind of build whatever you want. I do kind of miss the old archetype design where it was, like, you have, like, a level 8, you have, like, a 2 tribute boss, a 1 tribute boss, maybe another 1 tribute boss, and like 2 effect monsters and like 4 normal monsters, and then some spells and traps, and that was like the deck archetype. I liked that like design, but I understand why they got away from that. It is kind of boring and samey. But yeah, you can build kind of whatever you want, and because like the game is you're just doing the thing. As long as you can just do the thing. But yeah, Scrake Kingdom, which is great. Okay, bet. Bacon Plays incoming. Yes, yes. I might have to make a second channel to post all the gameplay on. I'll have to make like a Bacon Saver TV to post stream highlights and complete like playthroughs of Kingdom Hearts. Gonna play in the hardest mode? Probably not, so I've never played the game before. I'm gonna play it on normal mode because I'm a normal gamer. Maybe if we, for some, here's the other thing, right? Okay, I'm glad you support the Kingdom Hearts stream. Is RNG and Rush hates me? It do be like that. You can argue like the cool thing about Rush is the RNG doesn't come up too much because you're seeing 5 new cards every turn. So long as you're converting your hands, you can still brick with certain decks. Like again, like the plasmatics, you can just hit all your ritual spells or none of your ritual spells, and you're kind of like But like the theory in Rush Duels is you see so many cards every turn that like it's difficult to break. It can happen, but it's hard. And if you are truly concerned about bricking, you can play like specific strategies that are less susceptible to it, right? That's always like an option that you have. Like you can play Worms. Worms don't play the extra deck because they use the Monarch package. So like Worms is kind of difficult to brick with because you don't need to hit any fusion spells or anything for your extra. It's tough. Everything can brick. Like Rising Heroes is tough. You got to find the fusions. Like any fusion or ritual deck is like, got to find the spell. Now, most decks are good at finding the spell, but there are sometimes you can brick. Here's the thing, guys. Oh, I didn't check the chess archetype. Well, let's look at the chess archetype in 2 seconds. I gotta complain about hard mode in video games. Here's the thing, guys. I don't understand the appeal of hard mode in video games. I'm just gonna say it. I don't get it. I don't understand the appeal. I don't understand why does everyone have to play the game in hard mode? I don't think it makes any sense. I play E-Heroes and the Warrior decks I really like. Hey, there's E-Heroes in Rush Duels with like they made like a new Flame Wingman, and then there's Rising Heroes, the deck I showed off. There's a bunch of Warrior stuff. But yeah, also there's a channel named Damo's Fandoms of the Phone Games. Cool. I like the Snapcube fandoms. They're really funny. They're hilarious. But yeah, I'll pull up the chess archetype while I'm yapping. I don't understand hard mode in video games. It doesn't make sense to me. Sometimes hard mode is the second game. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. person just had crazy reaction time. I just like don't see the appeal. Like, I am not the gamer that wants hard mode, right? Sometimes you learn a game to give you a challenge. If I want a challenge, I'll go play a competitive multiplayer game, right? I'll go play Rainbow Six Siege, League of Legends. I'll play a fighting game, right? If I want like a personal challenge. But like, I don't play a single player story game. Like, I don't play a JRPG for a challenge. I play a single player game to experience the story and to like play the game. If I want to get challenged, I'll go play like a multiplayer game. I'll go play against like other humans. You know, I don't really get the idea of like, man, this game is fun. I just wish it was harder. I wish this game was so much harder. Like, I'm loving, like, when I play Persona 5, I'm like, dude, I love this story right now. All of the Phantom Thieves are so cool. I love their stories. Man, I wish the game was harder. Like, no, I've never once thought that. But yeah, if I want an easy fight, I'd box a baby. Yeah, but I'm not but like, that's the thing. Like, I don't play, like, guys. Nobody plays Spider-Man PS4 for the or PS4. No one's playing Spider-Man PS5 for the combat. All right, like, as much fun as I have mashing circle and O, if I wanted like fun combat, I'd go play a fighting game, right? Now you're saying single player games have no skill? I'm saying what is, like, I personally see no point in having skill in the single player game. You know, you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't, like, it's not, like, appealing to me. If I wanted to have skill, I would go, like, if I wanted to, like, develop a skill, I would develop that, like, a multiplayer game. And a game where I'm, like, competing against other players, right? If I'm just gonna play a single player game, I don't feel the need to be like good at it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, cool. You're really, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I play single player games for the same reason that people like watch movies, right? So when someone is like, oh, I'm good at this game, it's like I hearing someone say like, I'm really good at watching Ocean's 11. Like, okay. I mean, I like Ocean's 11 too. I don't know why you need to be good at it, but cool, I guess. It's just not, it just doesn't like click in my brain. I just don't get it. I don't understand. Sometimes normal is too easy, therefore less enjoyable. Like, I guess. I'm serious, done my hardy modes, but I don't play it, tear your hair out and cry difficulty. Yeah. Let's be honest, probably when I play Persona on hard mode. I will be reviewing Kingdom Hearts 1. I'm sure I'll enjoy it. I'm sure I'll like it. Why improve or pry it? Yeah, you know what I mean? Devil May Cry has a curly high ceiling. Higher difficulty is necessary. I think games where like Devil May Cry, yeah, where like the whole bit is that like you gotta hit the S, you gotta do the combos, you gotta like learn the combos. But then like if I'm gonna learn a combo, I'm gonna go like play a fighting game where I can like use that against another person, or we're like competing in a competition. Like, it's awesome that I can whip out an S rank combo on a robotic demon spider. I find much more enjoyment doing that against another person. But like, that's just me. Like, when I play Devil May Cry, I'll just put it on normal and just play the game. People believe if you aren't exactly challenged by the gameplay, you'll view it as mentally engaging. I guess. I think it's personally, this isn't like across the board, right? This isn't for everybody. This is not talking about everybody. But I think a big majority of it is an ego thing. People like being good at things. So people are like, oh, if you can't play it on hard mode, then like, are you even really a gamer? And it's like, why are you egoing a single player story game? I think it just doesn't click at the brain. What's my opinion on Souls games and Souls-like? So Souls games, I understand, because they don't have a hard mode. They just are hard. That's just like what the game is, right? So like those, I think are fine, right? When that's just like what the game is. When like, yeah, that's the game's like bit, is that it is difficult, right? I don't understand hard mode in games, right? Where you can pick the difficulty level and be like, I like this game, but I wish it was harder. I'm going to make it harder. You know, that's where I start to be like, so like when people are like, are you going to play the game on hard mode? I'm like, no. Why? Why would I play the game on hard? That's my question, right? Why would I play the game on hard mode? Like, oh yeah, I get to play the game, but also now sometimes I'll be frustrated. Cool? I guess? That's the other one. I don't know why someone watch a horror movie and scare themselves. Why do you guys like getting scared? That's not a fun feeling to have. I don't like people like, do you like being scared? Like, no. I don't enjoy that. I don't what huh? That's another one that I don't really get. People are like, I love getting scared. I'm like, what do you mean? I hate getting startled. Fight or flight is not a fun thing to be in and experience. I just don't. It's another one that just doesn't click for me. Where I'm like, why do you guys like the scary movies? They're scary. I wish I could find that meme, the Yugioh Kotsu meme. It's gonna be so hard. It's a Tumblr post. I don't think I'm gonna be able to find it, but it describes my feelings perfectly. Oh, frick. This is gonna be so hard to find. Is it a Tumblr post? I gotta try to find this. It's the adrenaline fam. I guess. I don't like it. I think I'm just immune to like the adrenaline rush. I don't like the feeling of adrenaline. It's not for me. I really don't like it. For some people it definitely is, but for those people probably don't want me to play hard mode and to beat it because it's then they're successful. Yeah, I mean that could be another thing. I don't think I've ever seen that though. I don't think I've ever seen someone say like I don't want you to see you beat on hard mode. A lot of the people that is for the people that it is an ego thing, they like need to see you beat on hard mode or like your opinion about a thing is invalidated or something like that. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen anyone be like, I hope he doesn't beat it on hard mode because then he's as good as me. I don't think I've ever seen that. I think it's more of like it's like an ego thing. Oh, that's so long. It's not this, right? Not that. It's so hard to find. I should have like save it in a folder. I reference this meme all the time. Fire Emblem easy mode. Literally press a button, someone lunatic mode comes breaking the board on Yugioh. Yeah, I could see that. I think I could understand it if it's like the hard mode does so like I think hard mode makes sense in like I guess Persona was a bad example. But I think like strategy games, hard mode makes sense because the entire point is like strategizing, right? So if the strategy is too easy, you're not really playing the game. Right? So if like Fire Emblem is too easy, you're just hitting the A button over and over again. You don't really get to actually engage with the game. You can only engage with the game if it is like an appropriate level of difficulty. So that's the thing with like puzzle games, any strategy game, any game where you need to think. Difficulty really matters. I struggle with games like Spider-Man PS5 is a good example of like there's easy, normal, and hard. What's the difference? Well, the harder you make it, the more enemies spawn, and the more health they have, and the more damage they do. So it's just, like, tougher for the sake of being tougher. But I'm still spamming square and circle. It's just that the enemies die in 5 hits. Oh, my thing's on. They die in 5 hits instead of in 2 hits, you know? It's like, you're just doing more time. That's what I don't get, is the hard mode of, like, what is the difference between the hard and easy? It's like, oh, the hard, the enemies have more health and do more damage. That's it. I'm doing the same stuff. But are you saying you don't understand people challenging the right? No, I'm saying I do. I'm saying the case of where, thesis point, I don't understand hard mode in video games. Parentheses. Excluding strategy games. That makes sense. But yeah, right? Do people actually play Spider-Man hard mode? I think they do. I mean, if the mode exists, certainly there's someone that likes it, right? That like that does it. That's one I just don't get. There's games with good hard mode, bad hard, right? So I think like I understand hard mode in like strategy games where if the game is too easy, you cannot engage with it properly, right? But then there's games like beat 'em ups, right? Like Spider-Man, where it's like what is hard mode? It just the enemies have more health and they deal more damage, and it's like cool. I need to click square and O 5 more times in a fight than I would in normal mode. Cool. You know what I mean? It's like all you're doing is like putting extra work onto the experience. I don't really get it. Another thing is the sharing experiences thing. Like you cannot share how each person handled a given wall, but if the individual plays on a difficult lefty, it's kind of awkward. I guess, yeah, that's probably something as well. Right? I don't understand you. I hate Elden Ring, and everyone loves that game for how challenging it is. That's the one where I get, right? I get Elden Ring because like that, like Elden Ring doesn't have a hard mode. It just is hard. That just is the game. So it's like if that's what you want, you play the game. And if you don't want like a hard fight like that, you just don't play the game. Right? That's what the game is, right? I get confused whenever I boot up like a JR, like any game. If I boot up a game, and in the menu it goes select your difficulty mode, and then there's like easy, medium, and hard. I'm just gonna pick medium. Why would I pick hard? I don't know why I'd pick hard. I've heard good things about Liza P. I heard Liza P was pretty good. I've heard really good things about that. Can I ever do a game like Elden Ring? That's fair. When it's just the enemy hit harder and lives longer, nothing else is. Yeah, right. Like I don't like that hard mode where it's like more enemies, they're bigger, and they hit harder. Like I'll just play it on normal. I'm playing Destiny, and you need a scaled mode where you can start getting too strong. I think that's fair. Yeah, I mean, like, I think the enemies should scale to your level. I think that makes sense. I think that computes. But I'm not gonna like open up a menu and then go to difficult, right? Elden Ring is easy mode called use Mimic Tier. I guess I haven't played the game. I played a little bit of Elden Ring. My problem is Elden Ring's an open world game, and I spend way too much time just exploring than actually playing the game. So I've played Elden Ring for like hours and never progressed past the second boss because I was just running around doing stuff, messing around. But yeah, I mean by that and that logic, why not pick easy? Why pick medium when you can play easy? Yeah, I think well that's the thing, right? It's like okay, now what's the difference between medium and easy? And then it's like, well, easy is the game, but the enemies have less health and do less damage. Like, okay. At that point, and like for me, easy and medium have like the same tier. I wouldn't even like. I just default to normal. I just default to medium because I'm like I'll just play the game the way the game was made, right? I don't need it to be like easier. But I would never like if someone put the game on easy, I wouldn't like make fun of somebody, right? I'd be like, you baby, you put the game on easy mode, right? Like I wouldn't make fun of them for that. Games have which difficulty is recommended one parentheses. I love that. Yeah, right? Like I'll just play the game how they wanted the game to be played, right? That's why I like Elden Ring and Dark Souls. I haven't played them, but I appreciate that there's no like difficulty slider. That's why I'm like, whatever the recommended one is, whatever the normal one is, just give me that. I just want to play the game, right? I don't need to like pick my difficulty. So do you think God of War should only have one difficulty? I don't know if it has to. And I mean, honestly, that's the thing too. Like, I'm also not saying like I think games should delete the difficulty slider. That's not what I'm saying, because I think just the more options is better, because that way you can like better like them existing is they can better service everybody, right? The people that want hard have hard, the people that want easy have easy. I think that's great. My thesis is like I don't understand the appeal of hard mode in video games, and why like so like example, right? I'm like I'm gonna play Kingdom Hearts 1 on stream because I haven't played Kingdom Hearts before. And I want to stream a game. I'm going to play Kingdom Hearts 1. And one of the first questions is, are you going to play it on hard mode? And I'm like, why would I play it on a hard mode? I don't understand why I would play it on hard mode. Never thought I'd see the words Peak and Yu-Gi-Oh together, the state of modern TCGs. It is Peak. It's called Rush Duels. And it only exists in Japan. So, that's tough. You know? Like, I get to normal if you just want the story, but if you play on hard to see more, I get that too. What more do you see? Do you unlock new... I mean, I guess if the hard mode unlocks, like, new levels or zones, then that makes sense. Using RPGs as an example, normally is made to experience the story, but in hard mode, you actually have to check mechanics of the game in advance forward to strategize. So that's what I was saying earlier with, like, strategy games. I think strategy games, it makes sense. Because, like, games where the gameplay is an exercise of your mind, the game only exists as far as it is challenging to your brain. So, like, if you try to play, like, a puzzle game, if you try to build a puzzle, and the puzzle only has 4 pieces, you're not really building a puzzle. You just look at it, and the puzzle's done. You just go boop, boop, bop. You just clicked A 4 times, right? That's not a puzzle. You haven't really engaged with the thing. You need the puzzle to be more hard in order to actually participate in the gameplay. If the puzzle is not an appropriate difficulty, you cannot actually engage with the thing, right? So I think for strategy games, that makes sense, right? Like the earlier Fire Emblem example. If Fire Emblem is too easy, all you do is just click A over and over again. That's not really a game. It needs to be a certain level of difficulty for it to properly, like, exercise your brain and for you to experience it. So having a difficulty slider in that game makes a lot of sense so that people can experience it on, like, the level that they need to participate, right? So, like, some people need an easy mode because they haven't played these games before and they need to learn how they work. So they need an easy mode to, like, guide them in. Other players just want to play the game normally. Some players, normal is too easy for them. They don't get to play the game. They need it to be harder so they can actually play the game. So I think for strategy games, it makes sense. But if I'm playing, like, beat-em-ups, like an action game, I don't know what hard mode does. But yeah. So the Atlas thing is a good example. I've remembered this now. Okay, so Persona 5 story. Persona 5. When I played Persona 5, I accidentally played it over the summer during college break, so I had literally all the free time in the world, and I beat it in a week. I beat Persona 5 in a week. So I got a little addicted to the game. I would wake up, I'd play the game, and then I would go to bed when I beat a palace. But until I beat a palace or, like, beat that arc of the story, I'd play the game. And I beat the whole game in a week. Bad idea. Not a good idea. But I was so, like, entrenched in the story. Because it was, like, playing an anime in real life. I got to live in anime. It was the coolest thing ever, right? So I got, like, addicted to the story. And I was just playing. And it was so much fun. I had it on normal mode. Playing on normal mode. And then I got to that stupid girl's dad boss. I think it's like Dungeon 4. And it's her stupid dad. And I couldn't beat him. I didn't know what was going on. I couldn't beat this fricker. Couldn't do it. I tried like 4 times. Right? And then I figured it out. I went, oh, I have to go, like, grind. I don't want to do that. I was like, oh, shoot. I have to go grind all these, like, consumable side skills so I can always swap to the element that I need to be on to, like, do the mechanic. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to see what happens next in the story. Like, imagine if you're watching an anime. You're on episode, like, 18. It's right before the final act. They go, to be continued. And you're like, yes, give me the next episode. And they go, ooh, I'm sorry. You're going to have to go leave for about 10 hours to go grind and, like, do some other stuff. I'd be like, what the frick? I want to watch my next episode. So what I did was I went into the menu and I put the game on easy mode and I beat him. I beat him on the next try because I just beat him. And I progressed through the rest of the game and I had a blast. I had so much fun. Would I have had more fun if I would have went and grinded and then beat him for real? No. I would have been upset the entire time. I would have felt like I was wasting my day of gaming. And then I would have beat him and I would have been like, all right, well, it's over with. Now I can finally continue doing the thing that I wanted to do. So in that case, I like easy mode. Because I didn't want to grind. But, like, for people that want to grind, I totally get it. I think that makes sense because it's a strategy game. I was just invested in the story and didn't want to take time away from experiencing that story. So I just went, baby mode, blew him up, and then went back to my life. And it was great. It was really fun. But little Persona anecdote. Especially for first experience, but if should be your first thought, Shelly in today's competitive performance scene. Like, that's what I'm thinking, right? I feel like it's an ego thing. people feel like you haven't played the game unless you beat it on hard mode or something. I feel like that has to be part of it, because otherwise I don't get it. I mean, no, I don't think you meant anything by it. It was just a good, like, just like it hit the little thing in my brain of, I'm like, ooh, that's something I haven't talked about yet that I've always wanted to talk about. I don't really get hard mode. I don't really understand the gimmick behind that. But yeah, I know you didn't mean anything by it. That's just something I've always wanted to talk about. Never really got around to doing it. So I'm happy you brought it up. I'm thankful you brought it up. How much bacon have you saved? Not much. My freezer's actually low-key empty. Oh, no, I actually have a little bit of bacon. I have some bacon saved on me right now in the form of a wrap that I'm going to eat after stream. PS do not play Kingdom Hearts on hard mode. They are literally just damage sponges, and the game doesn't really have mechanics to exploit. It's literally just deal. See, that's what I was, like, wondering. Is it just, like, they're just tough? The enemies are just bigger? They're just bigger and hit harder? They just got more. I just have to spam X more? You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know. That doesn't appeal to me. I don't really like that. That doesn't seem fun. I also think using hard easy mode to hide story is kind of bad design. Allow players to cruise and slowly hit. Play hard for the rest of the story. I mean, yeah, like that, I guess. Problem of Kingdom Hearts is okay. Critical on the other hand. Okay. Yeah, we're playing it whatever normal mode is. We're just playing it on normal. I mean, if it's like really boring to the point where we'd want to switch, then maybe I'd be like, let's bump it up a notch to see if it's more interesting. But like, I don't know. I play single player games for the story. Personally, that's like why I play them. So for me, the bosses are more difficult. It's normal. Oh, yeah. So like, if what was I saying? Oh, if the hard, easy, medium doesn't like affect the story, I don't really care. What are my top 3 TCG recommendations? That's really hard. What are the criterion? And what is it also based on? Easy, normal, proud, critical. Yeah, we're just gonna play it on normal, and then maybe we'll go higher if we need to. Fun. Are we allowed to name games that aren't in America? Is it including Japanese games, or just games that you can currently play in English? Also, do they have to be currently alive? Are they currently alive games that you can play? Because, like, the list does change. Because I'm going to tell you, like, what are the most fun TCGs? Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duel is a blast. Duel Masters is a blast. Battle Spirits is a blast. Those 3 games are incredibly fun. G-Era Vanguard. Super fun. Playing Kingdom Hearts for the story is hard mode but that's why it's going to be fun. That's where the fun is. That's where the fun is. Is going to be the story mode. Critical unlocks new abilities and you have 25% life. Oh. Yeah, that sounds for someone a little more experienced than myself. Well, we know how good I am at paying attention to things. I feel like we've all experienced that. We've seen how good I am at doing that. It also depends on whether or not you're a gameplay person or story person, because the main story is a plus regardless of whether or not good or bad. The gameplay is bad. Yeah, right. I'm a story guy. For when it comes to single player games, I'm a story guy. If I want gameplay, I'll play a multiplayer game. Right, I'll play some sort of online multiplayer game if I want like gameplay. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna play on normal mode. I just don't. I'm not a hard mode girly. What can I say? Doesn't quite appeal to me. Dude, I wish I could find this meme. Unfortunately, I can't, which really sucks. It was really funny. Like, I don't even know. Like, it's like impossible to search. How would I even like? Nah, it's not gonna come up. Charges a lot now. Lower phone. Yeah. I think there's a thing with, like, you can buy a game and it's all of the cutscenes from the phone game to get the lore. If I saw it right. I also have to find the story games that don't exist. Yeah, I'll figure that out. Hardwood girly. I'm not. What can I say? I'm not. That's not my vibe. We're just gonna look up a list. Kingdom Hearts release order, and we're just gonna play them in release order. And if they don't exist, we're gonna Google Kingdom Hearts game, either cutscene or lore that I need to know, and we'll figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. 2.8, and there's 3 different phone games. I'll watch some cutscenes or something. Instructions that comes with the story of some of the games you can't easily. Yeah, right. It's that. So I can go get the cutscenes from the games that we can't play. We'll make it work. We're just gonna make it work. So this channel. All right, I'll check it out. When we get to that, I'll check it out. We could watch some lore together. I mean, honestly, if anything, that'll be a good break. Of like, we're bored of playing, we go watch some lore. Little lore break. Lore break. I think that'd be fun. No, I can't find this meme. Unfortunate. Playing chronological order. I think you can. I've heard there's a way. I don't think that's a good idea though. I don't know. I think it's, especially with a game like Kingdom Hearts, I think it's better if I experience it how it was released. Probably. I don't know. That feels like a game where there's no right way to do it, so we just pick the simplest and then chug from there. Somebody the Divine's banner. No! This is mine. This is mine. I won this in a raffle. It's not going anywhere. How else are people gonna know I like Cardfight Vanguard? How are people gonna know that I like the game Cardfight Vanguard? You just hired people to dub a phone game. I respect it. We'll watch it. We'll watch it then. You gonna stream Chaotic Online when it comes back? I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna keep up the Chaotic content. I'm not gonna lie. Chad, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I don't know how much more Chaotic we're gonna be doing. I mean, I have a Link Joker scroll. Okay, yeah, fair enough. You can keep the Link Joker scroll. I'll keep my Divine scroll. This anime that I totally really like and I've totally seen. I don't hate card games via digital media, but ever get a setup at my friend's stream paper via digital media, but would you ever get a setup in friend? I think that'd be really cool. If I had someone, the problem is I would need to print a duplicate of me because there's no other human being in a vicinity to me with a similar enough schedule that also has the same addiction that I do and would be down to play 8 billion different card games. So I think that if the day comes, hopefully it does, I'd love for the day to arrive, where we do establish our niche and I primarily make content for one game. If that day arrives, that's the thing I would love to do. I would love to do that. Honestly, if I could do nothing but IRL paper streams until the day I die, I would. I 100% would. I think, though, in order to do that, I would need to settle into a niche. Because there's no way I'm finding another person that is as down as I am and local, and like that vibes well enough on camera to play all of the crazy zany card games that I do. I need to find a niche first, but I would love to do paper streams. Holy crap, I would love to do paper streams. But we got to settle into a niche. So if the Naruto card game doesn't suck, maybe. That's why I was so excited. Every time any new card game gets announced, there's a little bit in the back of my head that's like, it's time. This is the one. This is the game. We're locking in. We're buckling down, and then it never is. It always sucks. It always sucks, and it's always bad. So, oh well. But it kind of is what it is. Yugioh locals win. I don't play enough Yu-Gi-Oh. So we ain't local. Yeah, right. Essentially. So it's like it's hard to really figure that out. Saga Flash Saga. Great, fantastic example. When Saga hit, I was so ready. I was so ready to be like Battle Spirits. That's the bit. Never happened. Game's terrible, unfortunately. Like I don't even mention DLC no more, man. Yeah, Dear Days sucks. Yeah. Not one is a Bandai card game. Those can never be the one. Right? Well, they can be the one. If it's good, if it was just a straight up reboot of the Naruto CCG, it would be the one. It would 100% be the one, but it's not. But it's not. They can actually anime. Can I don't think I can stream that. That's like TOS, right? I can't stream that. I have videos on the channel. I started reacting to Divines when it was airing, and then I stopped. But I did it for a bit. I don't think I can stream that though. OM3 and Niche is locked in. Yeah, Zenonzard blew up. BSS blew up. Altered. Jeez, that's quite the run. Holy, that's tough. You got annihilated. You never even had a glimmer of hope. You were cooked. Wow. You picked 3 of like the fastest dying games ever. That's incredible. Where am I located? I'm not doxing myself. I'm not doxing myself. No, if I was ever to do that stream thing with someone who wasn't one of my close friends, it would require a very lengthy vetting process. A vibes vetting process. I'm not making I couldn't. I'm not the kind of person that could really make content with just anybody. It would need to be someone that like I could like riff with in a very specific way. But yeah, people say Zenonzard died, bred to breathe to begin with. Yeah, for real. Like that game, really cool game. But like, no one played that, John. Just gonna narrow my right. It'd be so nice. I mean, I have my interest narrowed to trading card game, but and that turns out not specific enough, unfortunately. 4-player party game. It's about forcing players to mill the deck out or control 7 specific cards or lose the game if they control 10 other specific cards. Could be chill. That's one of those, like, I mean, can't play with your, like, normie friends, because they're gonna, like, as soon as you say that, they're gonna tune out. But that could be cool. Could be chill. I'm always a little adverse to 4-player games. It's because I hate the stupid C word, but it could be neat. Zenonzard peak band, I just sucks. Yeah, right? It's terrible. It's so, like, that game was so cool. But, unfortunately, I won't play it. Truly believe we were going to get Build Divide before COVID. Yeah, I remember when that announcement got made. And then they revealed the rules. And I was like, this game sucks. So I'm glad we never did. I'm right the other time News would publish an article on CFV. And they just straight up lied, claiming Dear Days had 5 million players worldwide. Yeah, that's a little redonkulous. Yeah, there's definitely not. I don't know. Maybe Japan goes crazy. Maybe Japan had, I mean, million? I can maybe see Japan getting close to those numbers of, like, units sold. I don't think it's concurrent players. 5 million units. When did it come out? No, Vanguard was already on the decline. I don't know. I doubt it. I highly doubt it. But, yeah. If I was financially able to play every card game I could. I mean, technically, you are. It's just that, A, no one really plays kitchen table games, and B, the decks you would build would be so bad, you're basically not playing the game. Unfortunately. But I see what you're saying. We got a dub of the anime out. Yeah, we got a dub. A build fight? I think, yeah, we got a dub. Did we get a dub? I think we got a dub. I don't know. I didn't watch it. I watched the subbed. Am I watching Zenonzard Pilot, bro? The anime looked peak. Yeah, right? But, like, the card game was, I mean, granted, it wasn't anything crazy. It was, like, duel masters, but, oh, you can resource your guys that are on board. You get your, like, little AI buddy, your little AI companion that coaches you and backseat gamings you the entire time. When will the dub of the final seasons of Divine? Dude, I don't know. I don't watch that. I don't watch Divines. That shit sucks. You had the band make an anime about a card game and fumble it like crazy. I mean, only they would. Only they would. Did Zenonzard even get like a full anime? I thought it got like a pilot. That was it. Like I could never actually like went anywhere. No, I mean like the just show in general. I don't like. I think the Vanguard anime has been garbage since G. Unfortunately. But I'm sure the dub isn't super good. But that kind of just is what it is. 8 episodes. They play the card game in 3 of them. Oh, that's awesome. That's what I like to see in my card game anime, is the card game not get played. You know, Vanguard anime is rough. CX anime was good. That's good. Oh, that was good. Unfortunately, the games we play got bad animes. Like Divines, Overdress. I hated Overdress. Divines was like fine, and then it got really bad really fast. But I hated Overdress. How are we gonna make proxies of Redikai? Well, first off, I would not advise making proxies of rat poison. Like, as cool of an idea as it would be to mix ammonia and bleach together, I would not recommend doing it. I don't think it's a good idea. I strongly advise you don't do that in order to protect your health. These just fumbled a lot with its peak being okay Telenava and Dia Fate season. Yeah, it's just, dude, the 12 episode, it just does not work for card game anime. It doesn't work. They gotta stop with this 12 episode seasonal crap. They have to go back to like at the very least, a 24 episode season. At the bare minimum, 12 episode, like 24 episode season. And I mean bare minimum. Preferably the 52 episode seasons. I don't know, ZX doesn't have a new anime. I think 5 people play that game. I think 5 Japanese people like that game. I don't play Lunalight. I don't play Yugioh. So I play Rush Duels. I play Rush Duels in Troop Dupe format. I don't play none of them Lunalight monsters. I don't make no towers. I don't know what that even means. I don't do none of that. But no, I mean, what was I even saying originally? I don't even remember. Oh, us finding a game and actually locking in. Yeah, maybe one day. Oh, chaotic. Or am I going to make more chaotic videos? Probably not. Probably not. Chad, I'm not going to lie. I don't think chaotic is the one. At all. Maybe with Akira Ito? Maybe. But we thought that with other stuff. And we're wrong, but possibly. Potentially. Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, chaotic. I don't know if we're gonna do more chaotic. I think it's fine. If people really want it, if I got like a bajillion people being like, where's the chaotic? Give me the chaotic, I would maybe do it. I'm definitely not doing anything before we see more from the new game. That's for sure. So until we see like more new stuff, information revealed, that's definitely on pause. But I don't know how much more I'll make. After that, chaotic's just a game that doesn't really hold my attention in the way I want it to. So it's not that. It's not that. I have faith in the game. I think the game can be good. It just doesn't tickle my brain in the way that a game, especially a game that I would like focus on, has to. It's a game that I could play on the side every now and again. But it does not quite hold my attention in the way that we would need it to, unfortunately. But I like the D anime. Wants to be an anime, but isn't hobby. Yeah, it's kind of a disaster. It's really a disaster. If Kiri is back with Cinema Circus State, especially with the 12 episode form of the anime. Oh, it's cooked. As long as they stick to the 12 episodes, the anime is cooked. There's no way it is ever going to be good. Yeah, right? Like, I don't think Akira Ito is like the GOAT. Like, everyone was like, oh, Akira Ito, the V anime is going to be goated. And the V anime was horrible, right? I wouldn't expect, I wouldn't have high hopes from, like, just that information alone of, like, Akira Ito's back. It's like, okay. Give me, like, the greatest hope of all time. But, Rip Chaotic sponsorship. Hey, they haven't offered it. They haven't offered the sponsorship, so I'm free to say whatever I want. Again, not calling the game bad. Not calling the game bad by any means. It just doesn't, straight up, it just doesn't, like, hold my attention, is one thing. It has the old Magic problem of I would play a game of Magic, and I would, halfway through, I would get bored, and I'd start thinking about other stuff. There is, like, Chaotic, the game, doesn't have enough, like, decision-making to, like, keep you engaged and fixated on what is going on in front of you. Because your decision is just, like, what of these 3 cards am I putting on the table? I'm going to put the one with the good number. Outside of very niche circumstances. But when those circumstances do come up, you see them, and you're like, oh, this is good to play here. I'll play this one. You know what I mean? Like, you physically cannot think ahead in Chaotic because any scenario you imagine is is immediately changed as soon as you draw your next attack for the turn, right? So, like, you can't even think until you hit all your information in your hand, right? So you're kind of left just being, like, waiting to see what happens because there's, like, nothing to think about ahead of time. And even if you try, it's not going to matter because all your information is going to change as soon as you draw for turn. So, like, it's kind of rough. The anime director did actually direct both G-Next. Fine, I guess. There is a difference between directing and writing. G-Next had a full, like, 50-episode season. Or, like, 24-episode season. Right? V got stuck to 12. Right? So they were just kind of cooked. Here might be the problem is writing anyway. Yeah, right? Like, his writing is not great. And if they're stuck with the 12 episodes, they're especially cooked. Chaotic would have been better as a VGC-style game, in my opinion. Chaotic would have been better as a VGC-style game. Like, just, like, only a digital game. It wouldn't solve any of my problems with it, but, I mean, it is a digital game. It's going to be a digital game, so there's that. Just create your own game? I can't. I can't make my own game, guys. I cannot make my own. If I ever did come up with an idea, I'd be upset because I don't have the capital to produce it or to, like, hire artists to help me with it. So, like, that would be frustrating. But B, I just don't. No, I can't do that. You already made a game. That's how I found your channel. You found it through that? That was my senior college portfolio project. That game is Duel Masters with Instance. That's all it was. That game is nothing crazy. I'm distracted by Pokemon Challenge right now. I think that's fair. I could never play VGC. That is not my vibe at all. But I understand a lot of people are enjoying that, and I'm glad that they are. No, that was a college project. That was not a real game. I'm making a game. Oh, sick. Yeah, I love when people make games. I think games are super sick. No, like, I also couldn't make a game because, like, I would need, like, I've said this to myself before of, like, I will never make a card game unless I have a very specific idea. Like, I have a very unique, fresh, and new idea. But until then, any game I make will just be an amalgamous, like, mashed potatoes of my favorite game mechanics, which is, like, fine, but not at all what the market needs right now. So, like, I wouldn't even want to do it. I would love to work on a game with people. I don't think I'd want to make one by myself. I think I would rather do it with a group of other people. I think that'd be much more fun than just doing it myself. Yeah, I wouldn't want to make it with a bunch of other people. They're on Jeezy at 20 episodes. Yeah, right. Jeezy got cut super short and still felt small. 20. 12? You're chopped. 12 is cooked. College Puzzle 8% close to the Power TCG. Mine's actually better. Technically. Battle Spirits 3. Yeah, I wouldn't make Battle Spirits 3. I would not want to make, like, I wouldn't want to make a Magic clone. I would not want to make a creature battling, like, Duel Masters Magic clone. The closest I would get is making like a spiritual successor to Buddy Fight and Wii Cross. If I was to make like, if I was to do the like Yoink and Twist card game of like take games that exist and like twist the mechanics and make something like new, I would make a spiritual successor to Buddy Fight / Wii Cross. But I don't even want to do that. I would need like a really good idea that is very far away from Magic the Gathering. That's what it would take to get me to make a game. An extremely good idea that is new and is not Magic and isn't Flesh and Blood. That would be like the category. But yeah. Oh, dude, yeah. The Eternal card game would totally. That would go crazy. It would save us all. That would fix card games. That would fix the market for sure. I totally agree. Typing cards out on Inkscape takes forever. I imagine. I don't know. I made all my cards in freaking Google Drawings, so I don't know. But yeah. And Chad, I can't make a game. Or make just print Rush Duels in English. Make a game that's straight up just Rush Duels in English. I'd do that. Do the Illustrals thing. Spruce it up a little bit so it's a little bit different. But just be that. Would I keep impacts? No. Impacts are bad. They're like gimmicky. No, I would not keep impacts. Definitely not. I've had some like neatish ideas, but like never anything that could properly actualize. Was all just like good in theory concepts. But never actually built that like a framework to make it happen. First game I ever made was a Battle Spirits Buddy Fight Fusion. It is tough to make a buddy fight game, though, with the resource system. I feel like those things kind of clash with each other. No, the only impacts, I would keep the impact monsters. At that point, just print, like... I guess it wouldn't be impact monsters. I mean... Is there that much of a big enough difference between impacts and impact monsters to justify keeping one over the other? Like, just print a keyword. Like, you can do that by just printing a keyword on a monster. That gives it, like, some sort of flash or instant speed timing that only triggers in the end phase. Right? Like, you just print impact monster as a keyword that you put on regular monster cards. That's probably how I'd go about doing it, at least. I don't think you need the whole card type. But that's just my opinion. Yeah, like a Battle Spirits mana system and a Buddy Fight shell is a little... Those might clash. I have not played the old Neopets TCG, but I've heard good things about it. But I haven't played the old one. But I've heard very good things about the old Neopets TCG. I've heard it's pretty fun. You could make an impact deck like Elrigs. I mean, you could, yeah. Like, that is something you could do. Yes? You couldn't, like, you wouldn't be able to 1-for-1 it, because the whole gimmick behind impacts is the big flashy card you play at the end of the turn that wins you the game. You can't really have that in an extra deck that you have infinite access to. That would make decks a little, like, that would make imagine if you had Gargantua Punisher in an arts deck. Like, Gargantua Punisher was already problematic enough when the game came out, but if you could just have that, like, on hand at all times, that's a little problematic. It would not end well. If you want to make an Elrig deck, like an extra deck, you should always try to make it, like, solely utility pieces, right? If you make it win cons, you run into a huge problem. You should not have, like, that consistent access to your win condition. That makes decks too strong. And then if all the decks are like that, they're all too samey. And there's no actual, like, execution to playing the deck. You just, like, hit the thing. I thought what I believe are interesting ideas that I feel like I need someone better versed certain games I don't play. Yeah, right. I think that always kind of comes down to the problem. And that's why you would need, like, I think if you're going to make a game, do it with, like, a team of people. Obviously, you have to, like, vet them out and make sure they're competent, but, like, you do it with a group of people. Because there's always going to be random stuff that you're going to run into that, like, you can't personally account for. At the bare minimum, you need a second set of eyes on the game. At the bare minimum. You need, like, at least one other pair of eyes on it to, like, tell you the things that you can't see yourself. So that's really huge. I guess this is fair. Final monsters you can summon during the end phase and clear. Yeah, right. Like you just keyword it. Maybe you have to have a lot of restrictions. I guess, but like you just make one of the restrictions, you have to draw the card. Yeah, instead of like printing a bunch of random, like external restrictions on it, just make one of the restrictions. The card goes in your main deck and you have to draw it. All right, that's the restriction you're competing against. So you'd have to tack on so much extra stuff to balance that out. Like just put it in the deck. What games have you played that you think was ahead of its time in any aspect? Ahead of it. That's a weird phrase to put in TCGs. Ahead of its time. I mean, like, there's old good games that, like, died from circumstances outside of their gameplay being good. Like old Force of Will, you could say was ahead of its time. Like, that game's super good, but, died due to, like, poor decisions from the company that produced it. The old Naruto CCG was really, really excellent, but, like, died from extraneous circumstances. Funny enough, Yu-Gi-Oh players think obviously they hate utility extra deck monsters. They say it makes hosting a niche deck too easy. Yeah. So the thing with Yu-Gi-Oh, the problem is like how Yu-Gi-Oh functions as like a zero-sum game, where like the whole like the Yu-Gi-Oh, the way utility works in Yu-Gi-Oh is different than how it works in Magic the Gathering. So like when I say utility, the perfect example of this actually, the perfect example of the difference between utility and Yu-Gi-Oh and utility in Magic is look at the sideboards for both games. Look at the side deck in Yu-Gi-Oh and the side deck in Magic and look at what cards they contain, right? Side decks in Magic contain, more often than not, now this isn't always true, right? But typically, they'll contain more utility cards in that they are cards that give you an edge in either they give you an edge in certain matchups or they even out certain matchups, right? The Yu-Gi-Oh side deck contains a lot of either silver bullets or cards that functionally say win the game provided you are able to guarantee that you go first or second. So like in Yu-Gi-Oh, the utility cards are either extreme silver bullets or hyper circumstantial cards that win you the game on the spot, right? So in Yu-Gi-Oh, more utility is bad because you get more of that, right? Getting more cards that just say you win the game makes it more problematic. In Magic the Gathering, you don't have a lot of cards that say win the game. It's mostly decks that either like help you stabilize against a certain matchup or maybe give you a slight edge against that matchup, right? But they're more utility because they don't work in all circumstances, right? It's a good example. I don't know. There's a billion examples you can think of. Like Relic of Progenitus, being able to banish a card from your opponent's graveyard. That's not going to just like shut off all graveyard decks. It'll shut off some like degenerate combo decks, right? But if you're just playing like a graveyard strategy, it's not going to shut your deck off, but it's going to be a bit of a roadblock and help the other player kind of stabilize against some sort of graveyard shenanigans. Where in Yu-Gi-Oh, the side deck card is going to say, banish your opponent's entire graveyard, also they can't put cards in the graveyard. And now any deck that touches the graveyard is immediately shut off, and in Yu-Gi-Oh, being such a quick game, you just kill them on the crackback. Right? That's kind of the difference between like the Magic side deck and the Yu-Gi-Oh side deck. So like utility cards, you should focus on cards that provide you with like slight edges in specific situations is kind of the idea. Not the Yu-Gi-Oh, if my opponent is playing exactly the strategy, you blow them up and steal their sneakers. That's kind of where I draw the line. I agree Force was ahead of its time, generous formal. Yeah, right? But leader... so the thing that changed that was Bandai. So... Force of Will was great because it used the leader as a gimmick and a mechanic and solved the land problem, right? They kept everything good about lands. Not everything good, but like as much good as you can keep about lands. They kept it while deleting the feels bad bricky moments, right? As good as they could have. And that was good. The place where it got messed up was Bandai, where they started using leaders as, instead of a cool mechanic, right, and then using the stone deck as a way to fix lands, they solved not only lands, but like the queen's problem. They solved both lands and the queen's problem in this all-in-one basket called the leader, which is just this index card that tells you what colors your deck is. And then I guess has a continuous on it that like gives you some guidance as to what to build the deck around, right? But like mechanically speaking, the Bandai leader is there to tell you what color your deck is, right? The Force Will leader was like a gimmick you could build your deck around, and would give you effects to kind of like tell you what to do, but your deck could be whatever you wanted, right? The only thing that would kind of incentivize what color your deck should be is the will color cost of your leader's judgment. That was kind of it. Otherwise, you had free reign to do whatever you want, right? That was really cool. Bandai went, you know what? We're going to get rid of all of the cool decision-making and deck building and resource management of mana and colors. We're just going to make all of the mana generic Hearthstone mana. And, oh, shoot, what color should the deck be? I don't know. Whatever's printed on the leader. Your deck's the same color as the leader. All right. Problem solved. And it just, like, solves the problem in a way that just also deletes everything interesting that came with that problem, you know? So, like, that's what I really hate. Force of Will did a great job of leader resource. It was so sick. And then Bandai was like, it's a good idea. What if we made it terrible? I'll never forgive him for it. But oh well. And, you know, if Naruto has leaders, I have to do things that I can't say on stream, you know? I just gotta, you know how it be. I'm kidding. But no, if Naruto has leaders, I'm gonna crash out for... Or they can just go one step further and do the Gundam thing where they go, all right, fine, we won't give you leaders. Your deck is 2 colors. It's like, that's even worse. That's even worse. Whatever. Bandai's been doing this since before 2010. They made good games before 2010, though. They had actual good games. It was when they printed, like, Dragon Ball Super, which was fine. Because there was Dragon Ball Super, which was a good iteration on the Force of Will leaders, right? Dragon Ball Super, the game was great. It was just Duel Masters with Vanguard guarding. It was a really cool idea, and the game was really good and solid. Then, started printing some more games. And they printed One Piece. And it all went downhill from there. They made Fusion World, and they went, what if we just make Fusion World do the One Piece thing? And it's like, Old Super's cool. Old Super's cool because you're not color locked by your stupid leaders. And the leaders, like, need to be in the game because you need something to give the player a stat. Because it has Vanguard guarding, right? Vanguard needs leaders because you need to give the player a stat that the other creatures can attack into and that you can change by guarding, right? You need a way to prescribe a stat to a player. The leaders do that, right? So Dragon Ball Super needs them, and Vanguard needs them. Now, you could say One Piece needs them, but One Piece just stole all of its mechanics from Dragon Ball Super, so it does not get the pass. They just tried to print Dragon Ball Super again. That was bad. Thumbs down. So annoying. But like, Bandai made cool games before 2010, man. I gotta learn. I want to learn. I gotta remember how to play the Bleach game. The Bleach TCG. It looks. Now, granted, it looks pretty bad. The old Bleach TCG cards look really bad. I'm really not a fan of how they look. The old Naruto stuff has got some charm. It's got motion. It's got swag. The Bleach cards look really bad. They made an amazing DBS game. Could possibly suck as hard as possible. Literally, what if we made Dragon Ball Super again, but it was bad? What a novel idea. Right? Golly gee willikers. Apparently Bandai made some bangers back in the day. Yeah, dude. Check out the... Well, I'll look at it. I'll look at it right now. But first, I want to look at Bleach. Codex, they didn't like the Bleach TCG. I believe it. It only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets. It only lasted like a year and got 6 sets. Yeah, the cards look really bad. Like, they're just like so, I don't even know how to describe. I want to say so much wasted space, but if you like really look at it, technically none of the space is really being wasted. It's just like the art box is so small. It looks odd. Like it looks like the proportions of the text boxes in a frame are just off. Like there's too much. Even though like mathematically there's not that much space here, just visually it's not visually appealing. There's like too much space. And there's just a lot going on. There's all these stats. There's these numbers over here, and like it's the same banner over and over. So you have like power, intelligence, strength, and then demon mask, person, butterfly. What? What if we copy Dragon Ball Super, but the mana can undermine the guard mechanic? I hate that. That's my least favorite thing. You can't put like scalable battle spirits level up in a game built off Vanguard guarding mechanics. Like that's fundamentally moronic. I don't know. I hate it. Yeah, right. Waste. That's what I like. Right. That's what I'm saying. It's this weird, like, uncanny valley of like. It feels like too much is being. I don't even know how to say it. Maybe not wasted space, but like the way that the card real estate is occupied is like weird. I don't know. I think it comes down to the art box is too small. The art box is this weird skinny cutout of the rest of the card. And it like the rest of the card doesn't do anything to justify how small the art is. Maybe that's what it is. It doesn't justify itself, right? You can technically say like, well, these take up this space. Like, yeah, bloated maybe is the word. I think, yeah, maybe bloated is the word. I think there's a way that you could like display this information in a much more like aesthetically pleasing way. Like that's what throws me off. So there's that. So what are the other? So like you have the guys. I think it has generic resources like mana, but it's only 3 types. It's spirit, mind, and body, and you need to like soup up the guys with it. The characters, but then there's also guardians, which I think are leaders, and that's your health stat. And I guess this is the amount of energy that goes in your deck. And Yugioh has at the start of the game, you play a body energy. I don't have this problem with Yu-Gi-Oh card frames because Yu-Gi-Oh card frames are like good. They're balanced. They're like the proportions make sense. The art box is the biggest box on the card. Like they are like proportioned right. The big box, it goes art box, biggest box, then text box, biggest box, and then name box. Like it is visually balanced. And because like the biggest box is in the middle and you have the skinny box on top and the other box on the thing, it helps like put your focus on it. They're good. So I think it's a leader game. And you play these guardians. They are also perfectly squared. That is also true. There's chaotic locations, I guess, and then weapons attached to characters. I don't know. They're just not very like visually appealing cards. It's also all anime screenshots, which isn't super ideal, right? It's not super great. I guess there's spells. Toast. Guys, you can play Toast. It also does have the problem of old school anime screenshot game where you get cards like Toast or cards like Sandwiches in the Beyblade card game where they just like run out of stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Part of me is like, I should probably figure out how to play it, but also I look at it and I go, actually, I don't think I want to do that. I don't think I want to do that at all. What's the last set? Portal. Oh, it's a filler arc. That's awesome. Oh, yeah, wow. They put the Bout arc in the game. Oh, they changed the frame. That's cool. This looks even worse. Yeah, people freaking love that. We love Toast, dude. We love Toast. Okay, maybe that's why this game died. Is one of the last sets they printed was like the worst arc in the entire anime. That actually makes so much sense. If that's why the game died, I believe it. They invented some new card type. No, it's just an event, but it has like a fancy frame. All right, whatever. This game sucks. This game's bad. Took a shower. Did I miss the chess cards review? No, I kind of forgot about that. I haven't looked at them yet. I low-key forgot. What do you want to check out? Power Rangers and Ben 10? Where's Ben 10? Ben 10's got to be on here. Is it the CCG? Yeah, Bandai. March 2010. Oh, wow, there are 2 sets. There's 2 sets. Oh, what website is this? I guess I am blocking it. Hold on. This is This is ccgtrader.com. It's literally just a CCG database. They just have like a bajillion card games. So this is where I go to look at like all the really like niche stuff. Like they got everything in here. Let's pull up Ben 10. Ben Tennyson. It's got 2 sets. You know, Bandai has been printing card game slop for decades, guys. You don't understand. 2008 to like 2013, they were going crazy with card games. Wow. Yeah, this looks terrible. Oh my goodness, this looks so bad. Wow. Oof. Yeah, okay. Wow. Oh my gosh, they really just did bare. It is like 2 numbers, a cost, and some text. Guys, this is all you gotta do. If you want to make a card game, this is all you need. Some numbers, a cost, some text. Good enough. Game established, game made, game created. That's all you really need. Gee, get some spells. Make sure you have some spells. They only need a cost and text. You can skip the numbers. Get some spells. Oh, tricks. How much you guys want to bet these are trap cards? How much you want to bet this is just a trap card? Ben 10 over One Piece. I'll take it. I'll agree with you. Anything's better than One Piece. Might have to research the website. Get to brain. It's a fun time. It's a really fun time. Spoiled. Yeah, Spoils is on here. But took a look at the rules. Uses the same 2 lanes mechanic as Star Wars Unlimited. Oh. Ooh, now I can go yell at that guy in the comments section that said Star Wars Unlimited is unique. And I was like, there's nothing unique about Star Wars except maybe the multi-lane thing. But I haven't played enough games to know if that's a thing. Why does this have Is it just like 2 lanes? And they're not like specifically separated? It's not like an alien lane and a human lane, I'm guessing. It's just two lanes for who knows why. I guess Bandai can never live down the fact that they mishandled Yu-Gi-Oh! That bad. Honestly, for real. Yeah, Dot Hack seems neat. What was the other one? Power Rangers? Check out Gate Ruler. The Harry Potter game. This game's cool. Like, this game, guys, if you don't know Light Seekers, low-key, this game goated. Earth and Space Lane? Oh, that's hilarious. Okay. Well, that's good to put in my ball knowledge for later when someone goes, hey, look, Neopets. That's good to put in my ball knowledge for later when someone goes, Star Wars Unlimited is a very unique game. And I can be like, no, it's not. Bandai, yep, 2013. The Power Rangers action card game. It had 5 sets. Enter the red background. Yeah, we got it. Oh, wow. The barcode. Jeez, what are the numbers? It's like Bakugan numbers. Oh, it's levels. Oh. This looks like the assist. This looks like the cost in a Wii Cross. Don't tell me this is rock, paper, scissors. No game is unique anymore. Some are. There's still some. The multi-lane is Neopet? Yeah. I think Neopet, they had the different, like, events. My headphones just died. What the freak? Oh, whatever. I don't need them. Is there Jewel Pet TCG? Maybe. Yeah, no, Lightseekers was swag. I like the game a lot. Jeez, what is that? Yeah, it is rock, paper, scissors. What the frick? When the rock, paper, scissors, you did double damage? Bro, what is this? Dude, no, Bandai has been printing slop since, like, before some people were born. Is the cards they use in Megaforce? Probably. That would make sense. If that was the gimmick to sell the cards. No, that makes sense. Wow. Oh wow, these aren't even like at a readable resolution. Oh my goodness. That's so bad. Wait, are the buddy fight cards legible? Finding actual buddy fight like scans is low-key impossible. Oh no, those are pretty good. Like all of the ones on Bushy's website are unreadable. Okay, these are all pretty legible. They're probably like TCG player screenshot, like JPEGs they downloaded. Oh, some don't have anything. Unfortunate. God, she got. Hey, I'm about to dip too. It's been over 3 hours. Honestly, I need to dip. Honestly, I need to dip as well. Buddy Fight Wiki. It is some of they just don't have the English cards for some of the cards. It's really hit or miss. All right, let me read the chess cards, I guess. Oh, I didn't even like pull them up. Do I even care? Is this all of them? Is some synchro monsters and some traps? There's no main deck monsters? Oh, dog, I don't care. Exodus was cool for like 2 sets. Then it got weird. But Exodus was really cool for the first 2 sets. So it's just some synchro monsters and some traps. Oh, wait, no, hold on. Oh, yeah, there's no main deck monsters. Okay. Huh. Interesting. Field spell? Trap zone. Huh. Alright. I mean, if it's playable in Genesis, I might look at it, but no main deck monsters is a little like, because it means I'm going to have to play a bunch of random engine stuff in the deck. I don't know. That doesn't get me very excited. Not gonna lie. One peep I have is TCG's copying spell cards, especially if they aren't in a spellcasting setting. Just call them something like else orders your bulk. Yeah, I like events or actions. I think those are good. But yeah, spells that aren't spells are whack. They set themselves in the background and start positioning up the chess pieces. They interact with the appropriate columns. I think that's cool. Like, it's a cute gimmick. But, having to put a bunch of random sludge in the main deck, I don't know. I'll look at it. If it's like, if a Genesis deck profile pops up on my YouTube homepage, I will give it a look. You know? That's where this is kind of at for me, personally speaking. How the chess cards were going to be Rush Duel cards? Nope. They are a new, I think they're a world premiere. Oh, the Chaos Origin World Premiere archetype. So for anyone who plays TCG, hey, look, you get a new stuff. New cards PogChamp, but I don't know. I'm not a huge TCG guy, personally speaking. Oh, well. All right, chat. I've been streaming for a lot longer than I had originally intended to, but that is A-okay because I love. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, because I'm going to go to bed. But be here tomorrow, because we're going to start playing Kingdom Hearts. I'm very excited. I'm very excited. Tomorrow begins our Kingdom Hearts playthrough. I mean, Japanese beetles just showed up at my door. What? Showed up in my door? Whack. Yeah, go shower, go sleep. That's the plan. We gonna go shower, go sleep, because it's so hot in here. It's a stupid summer, man. It's so hot. That'll be stream. Thank you, guys. Thank you. But yeah, I hope to catch you guys tomorrow as we begin our playthrough of the legendary Kingdom Hearts 1. I'm very excited. I hope you're as excited as I am. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.